The stage is set for the lower bracket in the America's Cup. Best of fives for the rest of the week as C9 will take on RED Canids Kalunga. Winner will continue. Loser goes home. And very shortly we'll get to meet our competitors here on stage. C9, the visiting team, the hope of North America. Favorites going into their playoffs and struggling in their finals take on the hometown RED Canids Kalunga. I wasn't sure if you were going to mention it, Kobe. Sven almost walked on the wrong side there.
Well, I was
pausing to see if you were going to address it.
We also have another hope. You know, Sentinels is looking the stronger hope with their wins.
Okay, that's a good point.
The Cloud9 are the hope of this series for sure.
As the competitors will get into their chairs now. I like the fist bump from Blabber, you know?
Yeah,
nice
okay.
Blabber curse.
So, yeah, the interviews from the post-game yesterday that we saw at the beginning of the day, I was like, oh my God, I gotta set up. Like, I gotta be serious here. Like, they're looking so sad. But now, look at that. They're singing, they're laughing, everybody's smiling.
Having a good time.
Both teams seem way, way happier now after a night of sleep. Look at that. We're getting smiles all over the place. Okay. The vibes are back,
They're back, baby.
Obviously, they were definitely, you know, bad vibes, low energy yesterday after those series because both of them lost. And today we are in the losers bracket, so this is a must-win scenario for both of these teams. But after an extra night's rest, it looks like everybody's locked in. Everybody's looking for a fun best of five, and we'll see if we can go the distance here. Now you've got more time to really analyze your opponent over the course of a series. Work it out through Fearless Draft here and see if you can manage some advantages towards the end.
Will we get C9 singing happy birthday to APA? That's on my bingo card. I think if they win, there's a good chance we can get them to do it in like a post-game interview.
You think there's a good chance to get these players to sing?
No, actually, we did try and do that for Vulcan last year, and it did not work out.
Getting pro players to sing is like mega hard.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I'm really confident in my abilities to influence the players.
Especially over a remote interview, you're going to try and be like, hey, can you guys sing for us?
You know what? Maybe.
How about we just do it? You know?
We don't
ask them.
We got to be the extra.
Yeah, we got you, APA. We got you. Win or lose, I got you.
Oh, okay. Win or lose. I was gonna say
it's still his birthday.
True. Yeah, either way, they can still celebrate
his birthday
in
if they
Brazil.
lose.
He did tweet out already. He said first time traveling for my birthday, so it's fun that he's gotten to experience a new city while he's out
Let's
there.
hope that it is not a short vacation.
Yeah, I get a couple more days in there.
Get to stay.
All right, pick and ban underway for game number one. A reminder for everybody, if you're just joining us, we have best of fives for the rest of the week and only one series per day. So best of five Fearless always gets more exciting for me as the games go on, but early on, it is just the Pantheon locked in here for C9.
You know, I actually respect the Akali ban because that's what I remember about last year the most too from Kaze. He's been playing a lot more of the other like normal meta stuff, but I still remember last year also and being terrified of his Akali that he absolutely popped off on.
Really, any of his like melee champions. Silas was up there also. I remember being scared of that.
But yeah, like this split, he's got the more Rise and Talia action, and both of those are up at the moment, so they're going to grab the Nocturne even with Orianna banned. I still think Nocturne is so underutilized just in these full engaged comps where you can get a Nico or some other support that's really, really pairs well as far as using that Fog of War. And you do have, with the Talia angle that we were mentioning, have really big possibilities for making picks. Nocturne and Talia obviously can, stick with Pantheon as far as these semi-globals and stuff. And so both teams are grabbing up the mobility really early on. Game number one of Fearless, we're getting all the tier one picks out of the way. Both sides, I think, will be quite happy with the opener.
And FNB had mentioned in his interview that they kind of lost track of some of the draft. That was something Azale had pointed out yesterday in their match against Sentinels, was they left up the Vi Talia. And so Pantheon Talia also a similar combo. So I like the Talia because it pairs with a Nocturne to get around the map. It also denies that combination from C9. So I'm already seeing, I think, an adaptation from RED Canids in their draft, keeping track of some of these power picks together as they lock in Sion, the counter, into the Renekton.
Yeah, and that's always a good, not necessarily a counter, but it's a good, like, I don't care if you're Renekton, because I'm going to scale, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to stack up HP, and you better get a lot of CS over me or some turret plates, because if not, I am going to provide a huge amount of value in the team fights, as well as Sion's ultimate, really good tool, obviously, for making rotations over to dragons. It's just always so effective when, you know, you can like ult down to a team fight and then teleport back to your lane afterwards or something like that. You can often get really good side wave control, even though you're not some sort of big bully here. So
it's almost a third semi-global ultimate if you really think about it, with the Taliyah ult, the Nocturne ult. So all three of these can get around quite fast to the objectives as we're in the second stage of bans. All focused on the bot lane because neither of these teams have locked in their bot lanes. Are you seeing any indication of what either one would try and prioritize?
I mean, everything is still up right now, and since the Varus is banned out for Rebello, he really does like Yunara. So I don't see Yunara on this ban list here, and if you've got a Sion, it feels really good for Yunara to team fight behind. So that's what I'd be leaning towards, unless they're looking at some sort of specific scary lane. But that's why they banned out both the Karma and the Nami here. There you go. There's the Yunara. Good catch here from Cloud9, because I think that's definitely what they would have gone for.
I love these player POV shots that we're getting. This was happening yesterday as well. We get to see the bans before we even get it on the graphic there, as now we get to see what FMV.
Couple extra seconds.
The audience knows.
Genius.
Think of the possibilities.
There's the Nico I was talking about with the Nocturne, though. I love this pairing. It's just, how do you ever keep track of Nico? You know, you're turning off the lights. She turns into minions. She's, you know, not going to show on the mini-map when she's getting into some weird position, and then Nocturne ults and turns off the lights, and all of a sudden, there's a Nico in the middle of your team.
Pop Blossom, much easier to land if they don't see it coming, I hear.
Yeah. And you usually don't, because she also goes invisible, and you know, comes out of brushes from weird angles, and so no, you definitely won't.
Just a nightmare to deal with. And it also sets up potential kill threats in the bottom lane, because if you pair an aggressive AD carry with it, Nico can do a lot of, you know, upfront burst damage. Corki and Bard locked in, meanwhile, for Sven and Vulcan.
Nice, strong lane. Sven has really preferred the Corki. Bard, to me, maybe they can like stuff some of these engages. You can use it defensively. Vulcan definitely is a experienced Bard player and really prefers the champion. So we'll see if it helps them out in their attempts for some of the side lane play later. You know, you've got Bard, Ryze, and Pantheon, so a lot of options for playing the side lanes, trying to earn summoner spell advantages there maybe before you have to go into a full like front to back with a Sion on the enemy squad.
Yeah, and like the front to back, I'm not seen as a super strong strength of the C9 composition right now. Normally when I look at like this type of comp from Red, I'm like, it's kind of low damage, but there's no true frontline tank for C9 that's going to be able to absorb all of that outside of, you know, Renekton. And Ryze can get a little beefier. You got the
Pantheon's got directional immunity, and Renekton, like the Bruiser build for Renekton can actually survive quite a long time. So yeah, we'll see. I feel like Red, they're going to rely a lot on some of these picks and these really explosive plays. Nocturne, Nico, Taliyah, like seismic shoves somebody back here out of the Nico ultimate, and big burst damage and utility from the bottom lane. So much CC in their bottom lane, so it makes it really easy for Curse. I would say 99% chance he's going to clear top to bottom and look to try and pressure mid lane and bottom lane. And you always just ignore the Sion lane, let him farm against the Renekton. Yeah, okay, maybe Renekton gets like 15 CS lead or something and you don't really care. That's the ideal situation. If not, Nocturne could just repeat these full clears from top down to bottom and help out. Maybe you find some plays around bottom around that Jhin Nico.
Sion's still going to be a brick house regardless of how much CS you get. It's like affordable housing. You know, it's just like doesn't matter how much gold he's got.
Sometimes, I mean, this is Thanatos we're talking about here. True. Okay, Thanatos Renekton. This is his favorite pick, one of his favorite picks, and he absolutely destroys people on it. So maybe Thanatos can up those numbers.
Get those are rookie numbers. Let's pump those up.
If he's taking multiple turret plates and like a 20-25 CS lead, then the Bruiser Renekton build is a tank and is a damage threat and, you know, melts everybody around him with the ult.
Well, C9 take to the Rift opposite RED Canids Kalunga in an elimination best of 5. Thanatos has looked strong for C9 even in their 2 losses yesterday. He was the one that was kind of maintaining at least an even state in the lane. So I like that you're highlighting how good he has looked, not just at this event in Brazil, but also just throughout the split.
Put that on. Happy birthday, APA. Look at that. Yeah.
Can I get it on top of the thing, the headset? Yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah,
Does this count as wearing a hat, though? Because I took the hat off yesterday.
Nah, because we can still tell you're bald.
Okay, good. As long as
you're not hiding.
This is like when you have the beanie on, but like it's just barely hanging on the top. Yeah, we know what you are. All right, so laning phase has begun. You had expected Curse to be pathing top to bot. That is what's going to happen. Blabber as well. Do you think that there's any world that the Nocturne tries to contest for that bottom scuttle? Or is it like the type of thing where you just path down and then go and take the top?
Oh, yeah. I think for sure they can. I mean, Jin Nico can push really early on and get a lot of poke damage down. So they definitely can. It's going to depend on bot lane and mid lane. Yeah, see, they're doing it already really nicely. I will say, my preference, if I am Pantheon, it doesn't cost you a lot of time to go for a mid lane gank level 3. When I think this is not done enough. When you've cleared the first 3 camps on your top side, if you pass through mid lane and like blow the flash or something of Taliyah, then it can be like, only cost you a few seconds, and then you traverse over the other side of your map anyway. But there are wards in the river, so Cloud9 not going to go for something like that this time around. Obviously, the early level trinket wards are what kind of suss out those low occurrence plays. I don't like to use the word cheese. How do you feel?
Yeah?
I'm trying to come up with other stuff.
Low occurrence plays.
They're low occurrence, high
impact.
Cheese is high impact and high risk. Usually people say cheese because it's high risk.
Okay.
But it can have high impact. But sometimes there are plays that people don't go for a lot that can be high impact but not super high risk.
You know, now that you say that,
those just seem good.
I don't even know where did the term cheese come from. Why do we call it a cheese play? Like, is there lore behind that? Why are we choosing dairy products to determine? What's a milk play at that point?
I'm gonna say that's a good question, and you should research that.
So many possibilities right now. As Curse will get the bottom scuttle uncontested, so Blabber's actually not even gonna look at it.
Why is it called cheese?
Why is it a cheese?
Why is cheese like a sketchy thing that's like super risky and people look down upon?
I know.
I love cheese.
Raz is in Twitch chat, but he's not an expert on dairy. He's notoriously
but he definitely
intolerant.
has an answer. He'll have an answer.
He will have an answer.
It might not be correct.
He probably forgot his lactate as well, knowing him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great relationship with cheese, does he?
Very poor relationship,
yeah, that's too bad.
It's an abusive relationship, to say the least. He loves it. It can't handle him.
Okay, this bottom lane, though, they get the barrier out for the heal. Pretty even on Summoner Spell trade. It does mean, you know, like you were kind of looking for, are they going to, fight Scuttle Crab or trade them? Nocturne, because the bottom lane was pushing, ended up getting, yes, the bottom one. Yep. And so Blabber did have to go trade and grab the top one. So Nocturne is going to be slightly earlier to the second clear. It's only a couple of seconds, but we'll see if there's any sort of timing window for him to do anything with, because he's already finished up on Krugs and Blabber just started his Gromp, but it's this is all building up towards our favorite moment in every Cloud9 game, which is
second Scuttle Crab.
The 6 minutes Scuttle Crab. So it's also funny because people sometimes get confused. They're like, wait, the second Scuttle Crab, there's 2 at the beginning, Kangas.
Oh, true, yeah, fair.
It's the second spawn because the first 2 spawn at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can say second, you can say third. People are not confused if you say 6 minutes,
though. If you say the 6 minutes
or level 6.
Ah.
Either way, they kind of, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Predictions, do you think it's going top or bot? Because it also alternates there as APA flashes a seismic shove back into the unraveled earth. So a flash follow from Curse will get the fear, but the barn portal from Vulcan will save his mid laner's life.
Holy moly.
Hey.
So APA was like, I got to get off this seismic shove, and my mouse is over here.
That was crazy.
So I'm flashing it. I'm flashing it this way. it's okay. Vulcan was there with the tunnel. It does mean though that you have no say in this dragon.
Yeah.
You just got chased off of Summoner's Rift with your tail between your legs. And so that's going to be the dragon. And this kind of deflates our 6-minute talk, unless Blabber, ain't no way they're gonna.
I mean, could you imagine?
Yeah, that would be crazy. But it does kind of deflate it a bit because now the Nocturne also has the dragon experience.
Yeah.
Thanatos,
should be able to hit 6 first. FNB getting pushed up by Thanatos, who uses the Dominus to trade aggressively. Already Bramble Vest on Scion means that it's so hard to kill him. It's enough armor, and then also you're just preventing any of that lifesteal, so hard for Thanatos to get anything done there. But yeah, to your point, Kobe, I mean, now we expect to see the level 6 Nocturne for the Scuttle Crab if it's going to be contested. But as I say that, Blabber's on it, and we actually have Curse backing, still level 5 on the Nocturne, so he's not going to contest for that.
Yeah.
All right, we won it.
Blabber,
Let's go.
Blabber already had his Thunder Roll. Exactly. We give up the dragon, but we get the bigger prize.
We know
even though it's smaller, it's theoretically
bigger in our hearts, Kobe.
Yeah.
It's not the size of the neutral objective. Yeah. It's how you use it. And
Blabber is going to use it to get level 6, so now he can clear the rest of his topside camps.
Now he can Grand Starfall wherever he would like after.
And then Nocturne can counter because he just finished his Krugs. And so Curse here, I think, is set up in, it's kind of dream Nocturne scenario. We were talking about, oh, Nocturne just wants to repeat clears over and over, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. And he's done that very efficiently here, plus gotten the dragon. So for Red, honestly, this is an amazing opener to the game, having very smooth pathway here. Also considering, well, the Renekton, you know, Thanatos Renekton, I think at 7 minutes, this is a pretty decent lead for himself. We'll continue to track it. He's going to have to continue to improve on it, and looks like he is probably going to go for the first item, Black Cleaver.
It's the biggest individual lead on the Rift right now, but it's not a big lead. It's basically an even game still. But it is funny just to still see red on every side for RED Canids, and then the one advantage in gold for C9 is still Thanatos in that top lane. Yeah, it's about one component worth of gold right now, but maybe he can turn that into more as teleport coming in from Vulcan, and the current call onto Sven. Corki taking a lot of damage, has to flash. Oh, the Rocket's so close to killing Frosty, so Vulcan goes for it. Flashes for the angle on the stun onto Rebello. Now the Grand Starfall from Blabber, all focused onto the AD carry. He still had flash up, so he gets away, and the seismic shove from Kaze. First blood to Red, and they'll pick up a double.
That's why Nocturne Ultimate is always so good into Pantheon. You can counter him. My star, though, there is Frosty! Holy juke shoes, Frosty! He goes toe-to-toe, and he fights Sven down to the last auto, and then he saves his flash for when Sven Flash tries to rocket him. Frosty here does everything. He starts it out. He's not scared of the teleport. They open up the Jhin combo. He's like, fine, fine, fine. I'll take this. Then when the barrier flash comes out, he flashes this, and then watch him. Even after Pantheon comes, Nocturne Ultimate turns out the lights. Yeah. So where did Nico go? You can't find him, and Blabber is forced to go towards Rebello, who then flashes the other way, and then Frosty got another snare out there. So the red bottom lane just absolutely juked and controlled the entire game there. Rebello and Frosty use their flashes so well to get out of this, combined with the darkness from Nocturne, removing the vision from Cloud9.
Oh, Sven is winning the 1v1 right now. Rooted up, one more auto. Ooh, the Rocket again! Sidestepped, and he cannot find the kill. Back to back, almost. Sven finding outplays, as now Curse will come into the bottom lane, and Sven does not have a summoner spell, does not have a chance of escape. That is 3 kills to Curse.
This has not been a good time for C9. This tournament is not looking good for them.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I won't though, because they know it, and everybody already knows it. They
don't need to be reminded.
Yeah, it's a dog pile already. Everybody's in there yapping in their ears, so we don't need to repeat it. You know, they know. We got multiple interviews from Blabber talking about it. Yeah, they're aware. They got some issues to work on.
It's still not an insurmountable lead. It's not you know.
Yeah, it's surmountable.
It is surmountable.
It's still surmountable for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 1.3K currently.
And it's a best of 5 this time, Kangas. So.
I like how we're starting again here early.
My chest started to get a little tight just because of last yesterday. Well, it's just yesterday, but the last series. So yeah, it is like it's kind of traumatizing because the last series was really rough for C9 and it was a 2-0. But this is a best of 5, so they have more time to work through it today, even if this game does go bad.
Sven trying to punish Frosty for following through that portal, but still gets rooted up. Yeah, I mean, it's the tough thing is that C9 are gonna have to find a way to stop the snowball because Red, this is their comfort. They can get these leads and run away with it. We saw or heard from FNB that they weren't able to do that in game 1 against Sentinels, but they definitely were looking at that game intently and trying to learn from their lessons, and they're starting up the second Dragon, trying to continue this stack.
And if we remember how Sentinels were able to come back in that game 1 versus Red, wait a second, this Dragon fight might be big.
C9 is actually going to contest. The Temper Fate lands onto the Dragon and the jungler. So Blabber walks in, and he steals the Dragon. That's what we're talking about. C9 finding the leash from Red and also get a kill on the way out.
And they have that confidence, Kangas, to do that because Thanatos is here. Thanatos teleports in.
He walks in, now the paranoia from Curse. He says the only way out is back in as he flashes over the wall. Follow up from Thanatos. The Crocodile's chasing him down and will call the week for the kill. C9 find a second on the board.
And every North American viewer now just breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah, I could see the tension just like leaving your body right now, Kangas.
Yeah.
Your shoulders here, down, there you go.
I tweaked the shoulder earlier too. Now it feels fine. I feel healthy.
Sven's gonna need some more stress relief.
Can he sidestep it? Oh, the barrier. He's giving the wiggle. He's giving the wiggle. He got it. Oh, but Frosty was there. Yeah. Hey, you know what? It was a good attempt. It's a good attempt.
Dude, honestly, it's like a mini game. Those moments are so fun.
Yeah.
Literally, everybody's just watching. It's like, oh, which way is it gonna go? Which way is it gonna go? Definitely a funny one. Maybe. And then everyone's critiquing like, oh, well, you got to use the Valk to actually dodge a shot, you know, the distance there. But Frosty also wrapping around does mean another kill for Red. So they still have their gold lead. And the Dragons are still split 1-1. But Cloud9 have been able to get it, you know, back within reasonable distance here after, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that was like scared because of the way that yesterday went and the very opening play or whatever of this game. But yeah, so Blabber and Thanatos, I think, are the two here that really kind of stabilized it for C9. Walking up, getting the Dragon, teleport in, get the extra kill. So now it's going to get interesting, Kangas. Now it's going to get interesting. See about the snowball that you are talking about.
Yeah, we actually just have another play here in the river as C9 walking aggressively forward. APA has the support behind him as the Grand Star fall. We got onto Frosty. The Nico will fall in trade for our mid laner as APA will fall. Sven trying to get some damage over the wall, but it's a 1-for-2 in favor of RED Canids. APA and Vulcan were very far forward in the river there.
So yeah, you saw the instant communication for Blabber to ult in on top, even though APA was like 3 people deep there basically.
Yeah.
But this time, the teleport is on the other top laner. So FNB showed up and they got the extra kill.
True.
I will say your payment though, Thanatos got a lot of turret plates. I think that was 2 for him during that period. And the teleport for Sion down here did get 1 extra kill for that payment, so that means the gold is pretty close. It's still a positive play for Red, but not astronomical by any means.
But the Sion had to TP down, so he's kind of committed to that lane now, and Sven and Vulcan have been poking him quite aggressively as Frosty roams up here onto APA, who just walked all the way from base and is now in danger of a dive, but not going to be executed on right now. C9 have Blabber hovering around the bottom side as well. So yeah, they're looking at FNB. The on top of onslaught, the flash of Blabber! Oh! Tried to body block it. Not quite close enough. I got to imagine he's, okay, no, we got to keep going here because Blabber is still in Red's jungle as now they're trying to pincer on top of him. Frosty and Rebello join up and Blabber will go down. C9 cannot get their jungler out of there in time. Yeah.
So Genghis, it is one thing to misjudge your distance and like, you know, waste your flash trying to block a Scion. But it's another more painful thing for you to then immediately die after because you don't have said flash.
Yeah. Walking into the enemy jungler, or enemy jungle. And you gotta imagine he's trying to flash to block it, save his W for afterwards to keep the lockdown. But you can also flash to W and just guarantee it. Yeah. Tough.
Dizzy. It's a little dizzy.
It was a 1,000 gold lead for Red at that point. Now it's a 2,000 gold lead. So it's so many kills on Curse. Like, look at this. He is the lead right now, essentially, for Red Canids. This Nocturne is so far ahead of the Pantheon. And he's done a great job of kind of just anywhere Blabber decides to go, Curse is there.
Yeah, I mean, his ult is permanently up almost with a Hexplate. So your cooldown is so short, like you're saying. You just keep on firing that thing off. Let's see here, though. C9, the Ryze and Bard that so often work together to attack side lanes and burn flashes is having a pretty hard time since Red are 4 people up by this Rift Trail, and I think that should just be theirs. Cloud9, I think it'd be very dangerous if they decided to do anything, and they are again getting paid in side lane money, though. The turret plates into Thanatos, so if you see the mini-map, Thanatos takes the whole tower on bottom side in payment for this Rift Trail that Red committed 5 people to.
I read maybe a bit of an overgroup there, you could say. They get the objective, but
yeah, you for sure could say that.
Bottom turret is secured, and that is even more gold onto Thanatos, who's matching that gold lead that was in the jungle. And it went from 2K to 600 real fast as Vulcan and Sven pushing away Red from the approach at this Dragon. This would be the second one picked up for C9 if they can secure it. So in the extended trade, they also get another neutral objective. It was the turret and now the Dragon traded for that Herald. Red are going to have to get a lot for that Herald usage here if they want to make it worth.
Yeah, definitely a bit inefficient.
Yeah,
I would say, as far as the choice there, the call there, but they wanted Sion to be there to have their frontline priority. It's just that C9, they can definitely invest more into these side lanes. Maybe you say, oh, Red aren't that worried about it because they've got Nocturne Talia. But by the same token, you can have Bard trail people, and Bard ult can delay long enough for the rest of you to get there. And so Pantheon, Ryze, and Bard, if your communication is good enough during Nocturne Ultimate, and you can still clearly, you know, call out the play and get everybody on the same page, then you can still fight those. It
can be really tough to land like defensive Bard ults into the Nocturne Ultimate, but it is possible. But right now, Vulcan, he might need the help of his own team here. He gets out. The portal completes, and he gets back to his mid turret, which is still standing. So C9 get their support out of there. But
they're rotating Sion over. Are they looking for an ulti? They're gonna try and Rift Trail this. Yeah, I mean, but they're for sure going to blow up and open this mid tower. Look at Cloud9, 2 side lanes this time around. So they're going to get a couple waves pushed here. And Thanatos does have his teleport ready.
It's scary for APA to walk up and hit this turret, though. He actually is. I'm looking at the Nocturne and the Talia. They're both on the top side of the map here. So APA might have 2 members on top of him with those ultimates very soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at top side.
He does have flash, and I think he's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he wants that turret, but it's so hard to actually push. If everyone's seen mid lane, you can go for that, but if you don't get there fast enough,
and honestly,
it's dangerous.
The old strategy, as old as time, of using like low health turrets as bait, it's not as enticing anymore, buddy. Because of turret plates, a lot of the gold's already been mined away. So that low health turret that's up there, you're used to thinking, ooh, that's like 500-600 gold. Sorry, buddy.
Not anymore.
There's not a lot of gold left in it. It's already been taken out in the plates. So it's not as enticing, not as strong of cheese inside the bait for those attempted plays.
But if C9 won it, they do have multiple members here. It seems like they are still trying to give APA the space to push for that.
Oh yeah, they definitely want him to still keep a healthy income on Ryze, because Ryze is critical to their game plan with this comp. Meanwhile, Thanatos, again, we always check in on him. He keeps on getting a little bit of extra gold. He's at a very healthy state. This 2-item power spike for Renekton is one of the best. But can they even bring teammates would be better. Nobody else really going to fully commit. Bar Tunnel was already used, so I'll just grab that blue buff. But I will say,
Now we have the Paranoia. Flash to follow up. Beautiful Tempered Fate. And now Curse finds himself alone, but into the backline goes FNB, and they got Sven. Kaze with a flick back, and Red with 2 quick kills onto C9. They could not get that blue buff and get out of there.
One of the other downfalls for Cloud9 yesterday, that was in game number 2. Game number 1, obviously, the early games, they got blasted. Game number 2, though, getting picked off in side lanes by FURIA.
True.
Over and over again. FURIA did a very good job of attacking side lanes. And RED as well. Nice little rotation from them. I love the early flash onto Sven from Curse there. Ensure that he can get the fear, even with the attempted disengage. Some good picks there. 2 dragons for Cloud9 though, okay? And the next one is coming up in 1 minute and 20 seconds, so you can still hope for that, Kangas. The gold lead is not, you know, anything crazy right now.
It's kind of bouncing back and forth between like 500, 1.5K.
And so it's mainly about the item difference and the specific champions. And Nocturne, obviously, is the big gold holder. So Flash here, make sure that he can get the fear, which allows Sion a very good flank in. 2 very quick kills, nicely picked off here from RED. Exactly what that comp is supposed to do. Again, the Jhin long range with the you know, pick potential here for them. So nice little chunk of gold ahead of the dragon. But here comes that dragon, Kangas.
30 seconds, 35 seconds until that's on the Rift right now. So it's about controlling these waves, pushing in. APA's pushing up on the top wave. Doesn't have TP, so he's going to have to walk all the way down. So RED actually have a short window right now to get their own vision priority, as Vulcan will fight them for that.
Nocturne is quite rich, and he's very tanky because he's so rich.
A lot of HP.
The extra tunneler here and upgraded steel caps means Curse can really dive in on
B. Oh, I thought that was the unstoppable onslaught. No, that was just him walking in there. As the flick back on the Blabber has to flash into the Bard ultimate. Tempered Fate used, but Vulcan can't get his jungler out that time. The portal gets him to safer position, but RED just have too many members there. I mean, Thanatos, he's now caught out. RED circling around him, and the Renekton will be sacrificed. C9 are just going to hit the mid-wave instead. RED Canids find a pick in the river and will actually have to work for the Thanatos kill using the Weaver's Wall, but they were also on the Dragon the whole time. Curse is able to get that one. C9 can maybe trade for this mid turret, but everyone from RED, I mean, they're doing their job. They're getting the kill, they're getting the Dragon, and they're defending the mid turret all at the same time.
We gotta clean up these picks, Kangas.
Yeah.
Cloud9, it's people just getting picked off. Hey, well, I mean, we can't really go over the dragon fight, Kangas. If someone just gets picked off right before it and it's over before it even starts there, then, you know, they corner Thanatos because he was trying to set up a flank for the dragon fight. And then if someone just gets picked off, then your flank means you're exposed and you're just going to be the next one to drop over. So he went for the wave. That's why he went all the way to the enemy base. He's like, I'm going to go kill the extra
Slow him
minion
down
wave.
a little bit, yeah.
He did get a cannon minion.
Nice.
So
we'll count those. Mid also got pushed in a little bit, but I mean, I got to give so much credit to RED Canids still for just finding pick after pick after pick here. I mean, I know that as the English coverage here in the LCS studio, we might be, I might be a little biased towards C9, but like
that was the whole point.
That was the whole point. But I got to give credit to RED Canids. They're playing very, very well, and you know, they're so focused on what their comp is good at, which is utilizing this Nocturne ultimate, utilizing the Weaver's Wall on top of it, and just finding these picks before the objective even starts.
Yeah. Just keep on repeat getting picks. They got some on the side lanes, got some right in the river even. And now with the extra funds, what can C9 do about it? They're just trying to keep up their income with the split push again, still keeping the split push. However, you have so many ways for RED to pick people off. APA gonna huddle here by the tower. Thanatos, you see him moving into jungle as well to try and get a little bit of vision there, but let's see. Still manageable. 2-2 on dragons, and definitely still fightable here. Especially APA, you know, he procs his Rod of Ages, so he gets his extra level, so he's 16 now.
He's got the Seraph completed now, but these plays are always available for Red Canids. Just make the side lane play on the Renekton, who's all alone right now. Paranoia comes in. FNB can't lock down Thanatos for long, but it is going to be enough as Curse will go on a rampage. 7-1-3 C9, though. They're on the Baron. It'll be spotted out by Red Canids, but they're jugglers on the other side of the map. Curtain call used. Some damage on the Blabber, trying to body block it. Vulcan, they're giving a window, but no, they got it. C9 pick up the Baron in trade for Thanatos' life.
There you go. They take that trade every day of the week.
Good day.
Still, though, the gold lead for Red increases, Kangas, because they did nerf on this season the gold rewards for Baron.
Baron alone, yeah.
And not only did they get the pick, they're still pushing on towers. Sion's going to get another turret plate. And so it's still a gold positive play for Red.
Okay, APA just used Realm Warp to try and get away. And then he walked back into lane. I was a little worried with his movement here. He's able to go in, but Frosty stopped the back. Okay, Kaze is just going to back off. I was very concerned the APA thought he was in a 1v1, but safe play right now. APA can use this Baron to push forward. But to your point, yeah, you have to use the Baron to get more gold right now. The upfront gold you get from just the objective is not what it used to be.
C9, C9, okay. Honestly, too, with all these flashes up, ooh, Mikhail's was just finished by Frosty. That is very good. Let's see, Mikhail's finished. Nice little spike here. We'll say Actualizer done for APA, though. Now we're ready for the big Rise damage. If you get clumped up in one of these fights, Rise really does thrive against this low range.
We're just taking the front to back right now. Is engage onto FNB. Thanatos on the flank here. On simple onslaught use. FNB's trying to get away as Blabber follows up. That's flash out of the Scion, plus the ultimate used. Red are able to get their top laner out of there.
Okay, Cloud9 with the Baron trying to finish off the mid lane turret here. They do get that gold.
Okay. Not too shabby. I was, whenever I see a team, you know, engage onto the Scion, onto the dedicated tank, I always hesitate a little bit and be like, ooh, that's a lot of cooldowns being used right there, but they didn't use too many cooldowns and they were able to still threaten it. Tempered Fate not gonna land onto Rebello. We'll hit the turret though, as now the Weaver's Wall comes in, so Red can stop the siege from continuing. Nice little flick back there, and they got so much damage on APA! The Rise is dead! Flash, Pop Blossom from Frosty to follow up and get the kill for Curse onto Sven, and that's 2 down on C9. Red, man, their trigger pull is just so good.
I gotta say, Kaze has been cooking us.
He's been cooking.
He's been cooking us a lot. So many good Talia seismic shoves out of Kaze. And Red, Dragon number 3, Dragon Soul point. They take down the Baron. They put a stop to any of that push from C9. Nicely done.
I hope we get a replay of that one, because that was, it felt like a comedy of errors from C9. Like, I don't think Vulcan was trying to hit the turret. He was trying to hit Rebello. I would imagine.
Rated on IMDb?
I'm going to give that one a, well, IMDb, is that out of stars? I'm going to give it a Rotten Tomato. I'm giving it that at the very least. Because that, I mean, if it hits Rebello, it's cool.
IMDb's out of 10.
It's out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2. I'm not happy with that play right there, because not only do they not get the pick, but then he kind of steps back into the seismic shove.
Well, here's my explanation why APA did that. He felt really fancy because he just dodged that Jin W.
Ah, yeah.
Did you see him? He dodges the Jin W and he's like, oh yeah, I got the moves. And then he walks back up to right in front of the Talia wall. And then Kaze's like, yeah, I could put a seismic shove on that side of the wall too, buddy. And he does.
He does.
And he did.
He pulls him right back into the Unraveled Earth. And that's a combo, actually, because that stuns you afterwards. And all the damage follows up.
It is.
As now C9 are trying to stop the siege on this tier 2 mid turret. And they, you know, will chunk down FNB a little bit there. But remember that was C9 with the Baron buff. They were able to pick that up as a trade earlier. And that was a negative Baron power play. I mean, Red Canids at the end of it do have more gold. Well, just slightly,
and another
but still
dragon.
More gold.
So Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
What are you giving that on IMDb? You asked me the question.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh,
so I actually am going to give it a little bit higher. It wasn't like, oh, I'm holding my belly, or, you know, falling out of my chair or anything. But it gave me a chuckle. And then I can see why he was doing it. So I'm going to give it like a 6.
A 6 out of 10.
I think it was like a 6.
It's like a solid scary movie level, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a parody of something
I usually think that, like, if something has like a 7, then it's watchable. 7.5 is like, it'll get pretty good. Like up into the 8s, and you're like, all right, it's like this really needs to be good. If it's like between 8 and 9, then I'm like, all right.
Then there's expectations.
You're pretty, yeah, you're like, oh, I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. But this one, you don't really need to tell, you're not telling your friends, you gotta check that out.
Okay. See, sometimes I love 6 out of 10. Sometimes those are the best movies, because like there's enough there that you appreciate.
Hate watch or like joke watch.
No.
You kind of make fun of it while you're watching it.
Yeah, but like almost endearingly.
Those are like 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
you really.
Then we get into the Sharknadoes. That's like, this is bad, and that's part of why it's fun.
Yeah. I want to see what chat thinks. What out of 10 is Cloud9 at this tournament? Yeah,
in terms of comedy right now, because Thanatos getting caught again in the side lane here. It's a Weaver's Wall plus the Paranoia, and yet again, I mean, he's going to try and buy some time. Get to that wave. Can he get the cannon this time? Nope. Seismic shoved back. I think he has some of the melee minions, but man, Red every time are just punishing C9 any moment they overstep.
Yeah. Honestly, Red looking like they're going to put a very good start to this series. I know we emphasized at the beginning, we're like, oh, it's a full best of 5.
Best of 5, baby.
But the trend that we have seen for C9 after traveling here is trending downwards, let's be honest. So I don't know if Red are going to let them have full 5 games.
I mean, at this point,
we'll see.
We're going to take it one game at a time. This game is still one of those one games at a time. It's not out of our control fully here, as another Paranoia now onto Sven, plus the curtain call. But he's able to get back to safety, and Volk and Blabber tank up the rest of the current call shots. Blabber's about half health, and now APA joining up on the fight. They re-engage here onto Frosty, a pick out of the Nico. Flash Pile Blossom away as the Tempered Fate lands from Vulcan, but the follow-up just isn't quite there. Cyan will split the fight as he unstoppable onslaughts in, and now the rest of Red retreat away from their Scion. FNB is going to have to try his best to get away from danger, but he cannot do it. Shut down to Sven as Thanatos gets on Akaze. The flanking Renekton is the scariest Renekton. Thanatos gets it done.
Huge. This is Baron, Kangas. They can threaten. Now, Curse has Flash, and his ult will be up shortly. So C9 going to head over to the Baron during these death timers. They have a long time with both solo laners dead. Does Red want to even try anything? It looks like they don't want to try anything. C9, they pull it back with another Baron. 2 Barons in this game. Dragon, look at that timer. 15 seconds pretty shortly with the Baron-empowered recall. Are they going to get there in time?
I mean, I think they can. Kobe, what's funnier than 1 Baron? Dude. 2 Barons, baby. We got it, and now there is time to get back towards the Dragon. It's spawning in 5 seconds. There will at least be a smite contest, even if Red rip it right away, but they still have 2 people dead. Death timers are real, as the Tempered Fate used from Vulcan to spot it out just in case they were on it.
Exactly.
Now C9 are approaching. Teleport in from FNB. It's going to be a 4v5 here as the root lands onto APA. Frosty throws out the clone to try and buy some vision for them. Thanatos takes the Bard portal forward, but there's Kaze. Rebel's got the damage on top of him as well. Thanatos in trouble. The lights go out and the Pop Blossom gives Kaze the kill. Now the knockup from FNB only lands onto 1. Cyan taking up as much damage as he can. The curtain call. APA dodging that last tick of damage. C9 will trade 1 for 1. The top laners go down, but a root onto Sven! Shut up, Blabber on a curse, they got him! C9 fight 2, Blabber goes into the GA. Kaze and Frosty, the only 2 left alive. The root lands, but the threat of volleys just aren't quite there. Vulcan, he got the Q! Cosmic Binding sets up Blabber, and C9 win the fight.
Woo! That was a nail biter right there! Oh my goodness! The Cosmic Binding into the spear over the edge of the wall there, Kangas. Now,
I'm relaxed. Also, I'm comfortable again.
Ben, do you see Sven's health bar?
Yeah.
That was 1 tick left on his health bar. He valved away. He valved away to live another day.
I thought for sure he was going down there. That was a slim margin, but Blabber was able to survive that time around. Had the GA as well. Let's get a look at that replay.
I mean, this part, the magical journey got me real nervous because Talia's up there too, so Thanatos takes a bunch of damage. But down on the other side of, you can see them starting to work through the front line of Red. And Nocturne being forced to flash out here, they actually get more time on Sion. And Kaze steps up. He wanted another big seismic shove, but that now forced him to the back of the fight because he took a big chunk of damage. I mean, C9 barely pulled this one out as APA went down right at the edge with the Sion zombie form. And then here it is. Vulcan sets him up, and he's got flash to avoid the seismic shove.
Nice.
Great setup there from Vulcan to get them that dragon, get us to 3 dragons each. And off this Baron power play, Kangas, that is a huge one for Cloud9.
Finally, they have the gold lead. It was in Red's favor the entire game, essentially, from the moment they used that first paranoia. And this is what you want from a Baron buff. The first one, you know, it wasn't quite what they were looking for. This time around, they actually do mount the comeback with a 3.2K gold lead. That was, what, a 6K delta total so far? Impressive stuff.
Large.
Yeah.
Huge. Gigantic.
Sizable.
Meaningful, too.
Robust. No? You don't like that one?
We'll see how robust it is, you know. Okay. I still feel a little shaky. Some of the dodges and little moves towards picks and stuff could go either way still.
Yeah.
We're on a bit of a seesaw here, Kangas.
And now you can say the same thing for Red, is that the game, I mean, it's not out of the...
I kind of like that there's excitement that at any moment we could go either way.
True. That is true paranoia. That's a Nocturne game, if ever I've heard of one. Speaking of, Nocturne finds Sanitos here. Kaze lands a seismic shove. Renekton's taking a lot of damage, but the Deadly Flourish doesn't look like it actually got the root. Either way, Sanitos gets over the wall, back to safety.
Okay. Red are a lot of, you know, burst damage with Nocturne, Talia, Jhin, really need to get some good seismic shoves, chunk someone down. So honestly, I think we're gonna live and die by the next couple picks.
Yeah.
Both teams have the capabilities.
And we gotta, if you're on C9's side, I think the focus is don't get too hyphy, because Thanatos didn't go for a GA himself. Blabber still doesn't have his GA. They have the gold lead, but if they get picked in the side lane, they are susceptible to falling in those type of situations.
Meanwhile, Curse does have his freshly finished Guardian Angel, so Nocturne can full send.
APA does have the Zonias though, so Rise a little safer in that side lane as he'll actually back and go to answer FNB now in the top lane.
Talia kind of hover plays. I like this whenever both teams have a lot of tools for side lanes. Hover plays in side lanes where you get a trailing, follower for your split pusher to look for a counter can be really big, because even a couple different seconds here as APA.
Yeah, there it is. The seismic shove lands. Paranoia as well. The Tempered Fate will buy time as Curse not able to get the damage in, but the Decimate Smash. Zonias by APA. Stasis into stasis, and the Rise stands. Now C9 get the flank from Thanatos. Pavos will land on the 2 members, but Sven is untouched, and the Corki can free fire. So much space and time bought by APA and Thanatos, and it sets up the rest of C9 to crush it. Blabber with a grand starfall over the wall, but he's actually shut down by Rebello. Little deep there for the Pantheon. Still a deep fight win for C9 as Rebello will look for a little more on the Sven.
I've seen enough.
Okay, first dodge, second dodge. He has no idea where they are.
Yeah.
He's just free firing, doesn't land a single one. C9 answer the play.
I've seen enough, Genghis. Player of the game is Vulcan. Player of the game is Vulcan, okay? So Bard ult into instant Zonias from APA, buying so much time. Enough, and then APA comes out of his own Zonias. He pops his phase rush and runs out of there, buying the perfect amount of time for Cloud9's counter engage. Vulcan Bard! If they end up actually closing it, it would be him. If it's on the side of Red, you know, maybe Kaze or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. Baron number 3, Kangas.
What's funnier than 2 Barons? Three
this
Barons.
Is a serious.
This is serious?
This is serious stuff, okay?
We've gone from a comedy to a drama now.
Yeah.
As the 3rd Baron needs to, you know, close this one out, I would say, because the longer it goes, the higher chance of these side lane picks happening. But APA, I mean, I guess we did see exactly what you're talking about. Having that hover play from Vulcan on the Bard, it was exactly what you were just talking about happening in real time, basically. You just have your support hover that side of the map where the split pusher's going.
I'm thinking more about the Red player of the games. Frosty was really good getting them the lead, remember, at the beginning?
Okay.
But Curse was the one with all the money. Okay, here we go, team fight.
We'll see if we have to address that, as this could be the deciding fight right now. C9 still have the Baron buff, and they're getting control over mid wave. This is the Dragon Soul point for C9 if they Or actually, no, it is Dragon Soul for them. They were able to pick up one.
It's Souls for either team.
3-3.
Whoever gets this, buddy.
All right, big fight now then. As the Rockets come through for Sven, Curse chunked out, about half health here, so he'll look at the blue buff, but Blabber also chunked out from the seismic shove of Kaze. So both junglers sub 100% health, but GA is back for Blabber. Same can be said for Curse. And it looks like we might have a little bit of a breath here. Frosty actually spotted out by Blabber. Paranoia will be used. Frosty has the Pop Blossom, will hit onto 2 members as Kaze takes Weaver's Wall in. Straight into the waiting arms of Thanatos. Vulcan lands the Cosmic Binding onto 3, including his top laner. But the stun follow-up will mean the team fight follow-up from C9. They'll get 2, they'll get 3. And it's a 3-for-0 trade in favor of the boys in blue. C9 win another fight.
Yeah, honor Vulcan. That definitely seals the deal. I mean, he bought time for them to go in, and that's going to be the game, Kangas.
Yeah, Sven gets another kill on his own. It's only Curse left alive, and not for long. A clean 0-for-5 ace for C9, as they will close out game number 1 in this best of 5.
You know what? I'm going to go pull up some Vulcan plays right now.
Yeah, Kobe's already standing up. He's put his headset down. He's getting ready for the replays because we're going to watch how Vulcan was able to find some clutch and very much needed plays for C9, whether it was APA keeping them alive in that top lane or that game-winning team fight right there. But hey, C9, they end the curse.
Yeah.
They're able to pick up a game. And there was concern, I think, in the beginning of this one. And welcome back, everybody, to the America's Cup, a best of 5 between C9 and RED Canids Kalunga. C9, they're on the board, Kobe. They picked up game 1. It was dicey for a lot of that game, but they were able to pull it back.
They are on that board. That is true. Vulcan, nice Bard game from him. And remember that Bard is also one of Frosty's most played this split, so
True.
It's also a good like fearless kind of takeaway and permaban on that side too. But you know, well deserved there. They definitely needed a lot of those like defensive plays from him.
Yeah.
So let's catch up here in the draft in game number 2. Rumble Jarvan. Talked a lot yesterday, but the spicy hot pot combination, the Cataclysm, the Rumble Ultimate, and I always like starting out drafts this way because Rumble alone, as a singular pick for Thanatos, is really, really powerful. And then APA, it's like, well, they could do a Yone on this like we saw yesterday from FURIA, but I don't feel like that's usually you know, an angle that they go for APA. So I think they're going to do one of the other like Rumble comps where it's just APA will just grab a different you know, AP soul laner. The Galio is a very common pick, as you know, into the Rumble because you can just use your magic shield and be just fine up there. And then it also gives you Galio plus a Xin team fighting, which is quite substantial.
Yeah, it does mean that AD mid laners have a little higher value because if you go double AP and Galio, it doesn't matter who he's in the side lane against. So I would love it if APA was able to find something AD focused to pick here, but it's going to be Sivir instead as priority for Sven. Interesting to see that kind of rise in popularity and priority here, as now they can ban out some other bot laners that might give that some problems. As no, instead it's going to be the Akali for Kaze. Yeah, you got to ban the Akali, I suppose. Kind of surprising it wasn't in that first rotation, actually.
I think we're all just traumatized
yeah.
from last year. Deservedly so. But I mean, there also are, you know, a lot of flexible options still left open here. So, you know, definitely support pick is going to be big. Enchanters have been so powerful, Kangas, and honestly, if you get a nice pushing bottom lane here, it can completely change the early game, as we've seen. But a lot of mid lane bans here, still following it up, so they even give the extra respect here. Are they going to throw another APA ban? They throw the Azir at him, but I mean, the Ziggs always comes to mind.
Yeah, Ziggs was banned in the first rotation, Azir, and he had already played Talia. So I'd say the 3 most popular we've seen him on are gone as options. Which, yeah, means it will most likely get something new. And now it's
on top of it.
Interesting. We saw Syndra yesterday. It had been a while since I'd seen one in competitive play, but is still you know, a threat at all times, especially for AD carries. You know, you just have so much burst damage as you're able to scale that ultimate to your full stacks.
And again, even though you could think, oh yeah, Yone would go great here for the comp for Cloud9, APA just hasn't ever played it, so
yeah,
you just never. Obviously, you can always be like, oh, he's been practicing it, and then he's been saving it this whole time. But I doubt now would be like, if you were gonna do some sort of surprise thing like that. And pull out your first Yone, I don't think it would be now. So yeah,
you don't think so?
They go with a control mage here, standard Victor.
Yeah, but that means they're saving counterpick for Vulcan rather than saving counterpick for APA, which is interesting to think about. That you know, they banned away the Akali and Ahri. Maybe they're just thinking those are the Kaze problem picks. It doesn't matter what he plays at this point.
Engage is good with Rakan Galio. Whoo, that is very scary for a Victor.
There we have it. Kaze says, all right, if you're not going to lock in the Yone, I'll lock in the Yone. I mean, it doesn't combo with the Rumble J4. How does it combo into the Rumble J4?
Well,
as
it combos well with Rakan and Galio. So
true.
He's going to have a very good time, you have to feel like. I will say the early lane phase, though, if you can get some push here, Victor is very good at, you know, stacking up. So if you stack up Victor and you get some Jarvan, early mobility with a lot of pushing power, then maybe they can open up something there for Blabber. Let's see. Hard engage here though. Dive comp for Red. This is very straightforward. Sure. Dive comp, dive comp, dive comp. So they're gonna live and die by get some money early and just dive, dive, dive. Can we kill Victor over and over? Can we kill Sivir over and over? You know, a single spell shield
isn't going to protect you from all of it.
Isn't going to protect you from all of it.
But Vulcan can't help, as the Alistar is the final pick counter.
The bodyguard.
The bodyguard, yeah. Just headbutt that Rakan away. Yeah, he can't get in with the Grand Entrance if he's, you know, pushed back to his team. No. Something to think about as Vulcan. This was the Red 5, as it used to be called. Now technically Blue 5 here. Second pick 5. What do we call it? Does it have a fancy name?
Pick.
Just last pick. That is a little easier, I suppose. Last pick, Alistar, for the MVP of game number 1. We'll see if he's able to string together 2 MVP performances as C9 has again ended the curse. They had not picked up a win since Thanatos had gotten a player of the game. Something he had really been going. That was the curse. Yep.
Okay.
But there we go. They're able to pick one up.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we've been having some fun with it on the couch here for America's Cup. Viewing it from the North American perspective. And the North American perspective, it's getting a little bit brighter.
Feeling better.
A little bit.
Feeling better now.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a slow uphill journey that we're on, James. A little slow uphill journey.
Come with us on this journey, everybody at home in chat listening along.
Join in. Take a seat. We got to actually seat on the couch.
Grab a beverage, have some fun. I do want to remind everybody as well that since I have donned the vacation shirt, as I called it,
you're going to claim.
NA has not lost a game.
So you're
Blabber and Curse fighting each other a little bit here, but no.
I like that red chroma on that Galio too.
Oh, that is.
This is my personal favorite skin in the game, but that red chroma is also making it look real nice.
Aren't you a jungler?
I am.
I assumed they would be like a Volibear skin is your favorite or something.
You got to respect a good-looking skin, King. Game is game. Also, I play flex queue both solo lanes. Galio's my go-to for mid lane.
Okay, fair enough. As we're seeing early game Alistar things, just using that headbutt to try and trade as much health as he can. Alistar passive will probably stay a little topped off here in the lane, as again trying to prevent Rebella from getting those last hits. And that's an early ghost popped by Sven, answered by the heal of Frosty, and Sven actually gets a couple autos in there.
Yeah, he stacked that lethal tempo up and try and get some positive health trade. He gets the ghost for the heal, plus you get to push on the wave. So always good for Sivir there. They get their level 2, so they don't have to worry about the surprise. We're going to get, once again, both junglers pathing down towards bottom. And so you do have to be cognizant of these early ganks. That is something that both Cloud9 and Sentinels fell prey to yesterday.
Yeah.
Early ganks on their bottom lanes. And especially for C9's bottom lane, there have been a lot of games where, so far at least at this tournament, they have fallen prey to early kills.
Gotta learn from past mistakes. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, don't get fooled again. As right now, we have Blabber hovering on the bottom side. I think that if C9, if there is an early gank, at least the J4 is in the right neighborhood.
Yeah, both bottom side clears, both just finishing full clears and then looking towards grab. Mid lane has priority for APA as expected. You know, it's Victor into Yone here. Try and get your trades, try and stack up, and keep Kaze as low as possible. Make use of your Airy every time Airy is up.
And the way Vulcan was positioned in the lane, I think this is C9 learning from those mistakes. He was like, okay, I'm going to stand in the river to make sure that the jungler can never get onto my AD carry. As Kaze, yeah, is getting chunked pretty heavily now, and now Blabber could actually look to impact mid lane instead of the bottom side, as both junglers are leaving the bottom half of the map and will start to path up towards the top.
I like this. They know the ward is in the Phaelites, and so Blabber's actually wrapping around for the Scryer's Bloom. They're going to get both wards here, and the CS advantage here for Sven. It's pretty slight, but it's nice.
Yeah, Vulcan. So they saw the second one in the Pixel Brush as well. And, oh, I don't think that made it into the Tri-Brush. Yeah, that ward didn't make it into the Tri-Brush, so Blabber just goes for the back anyway. But Red now still have to play safe because I don't think they have that vision. Yeah,
Vulcan went up to go body block the Quill so Blabber's recall can go off, because you don't want to be late for your second clear. Your Gromp was respawning, so Blabber had, invested the Scryer so they can kill the ward, and then needs to get back for his second clear to remain efficient.
Leave to a jungler to spot the support, backing that up as Vulcan goes in onto Rebello. That is now the barrier used. Vulcan throws up the emote. And another trade for C9. This time they don't have to trade their own. Last time it was the Ghost for the heal. Now it's just the barrier picked up as more damage lands onto Frosty. Red's bot lane getting shoved in under their turret.
Ooh, they're holding on to some summoner spells here during these trades too. I was wondering if Vulcan was going to invest heal or anything. But they've got the push once again. So Cloud9 bottom lane looking pretty healthy. Mid lane might be attacked soon.
Yeah, throws up the laser, clear up the ward. It flashes away. Gravity field goes down, stun onto Curse, and now Blabber's joined up. Flag and drag knockup lands, and they're in the wave. Curse taking a lot of damage, but does get to safety, and Red get their jungler out of there.
It's an interesting difference, and Blabber is going to stick around to make sure APA can shove, because the difference is all this red damage was put into APA, and all the C9 damage was put into enemy jungler, but junglers can just go back into their camps and heal back up, and Zin's probably not going to get invaded, whereas APA needs help getting to his 6 so he can use the Chaos Storm to push the rest of that wave.
Commits the ultimate, goes for the reset, and picks up his first buy back into the lane. And Vulcan even helping hover there, now back into the bottom side as Frosty will link up. We got a 2v2 proper again. And now junglers both on the bottom half as well. We're still 30 seconds away from that next crab spawning. It's going to be on the top side, actually. So that 6-minute crab not on the bottom half of the map where the junglers are. We'll see who's able to path up there faster.
Well, Zin's on a control ward in the line brush by mid lane. So I wonder if... yeah, so Blabber, good call by Blabber. Just goes over the wall. Not going to walk through the dangerous area there where they don't have any knowledge. And he's going to get up to that top side crab like 0.1 seconds quicker than the Zin. Everybody's rushing for it, but mid lane priority, as you can see from the mini map, is to Yone's side. So Red are going to have mid laner helping jungler start the crab here, and Curse is going to grab it. Not the biggest issue for Blabber, since he'll just finish up his own side and nobody's going to die over the level 6 grab.
It's a moral victory for Red, though. They're getting the head here of Blabber. They know what he wants.
How bad the Crabber wants that one.
Yeah. I mean, they traded Dragon for that in game number 1, so this time not able to pick that one up, as Blabber will just go back to clearing his own camps and still hits level 6 just fine.
That's a nice little trade there. Like a 350 health positive trade for Red. They even outranged the Sivir Q response from Sven. But of course, Alistar heal is quite nice.
And once he hits 6, it's going to be almost impossible in the 2v2 to actually find the kill on him. Not actually impossible, but close to. They hit level 6 early on Rebello, though. as they don't fully commit to the
Vulcan had to
engage.
use Summoner Spell heal too, so they got a full Summoner Spell.
APA throws out the Gravity Field plus the Arcane Storm onto Kaze right there, who just solo bounds back to safety. So APA down his ultimate again. Now it's a little dicey, because now Kaze could land the Fate Sealed and potentially look for an all-in with the backup of Curse.
I mean, they're on Dragon right now, so he's trying to like maintain posture. I think Blabber this is enough time. Like they've bought enough time to finish the Dragon too, and they had visual confirmations in his recalling. So C9, nice little sneak there on the Dragon. Blabber slips in over the top. APA throws down with the early skirmish there, pushes him out.
Not bad.
Smooth opening.
Thanatos even sticks around there. It looks like he faked it back, faked a recall. FNB completes his recall. Thanatos stays to push one more wave in, and will go for his reset with a little more gold in his pocket. So much better early game this time, Kobe, from game number 1. By this point in game number 1, there's already like a 1.5k lead for Red. But this time around, it's just a slight lead for C9, plus the first Dragon picked up by them.
Yep, stacking up there on the CS as well. Thanatos, meanwhile, with his Rumble on top side, is close to the Leandries. Not quite completed here yet, but farming quite nicely and should be able to get it shortly.
Yeah, should be able to get on that next back at the very least. And his TP will be up probably in about a minute's time here. FNBs will be up a little shorter. So there's a world that Thanatos is actually able to back and get that before they go for any other contest. But as I say, that top crab plus the grubs here. TP coming in, and it's support TP with the Unsealed Spellbook from Frosty, the slowest traveling TP I've seen.
They got the crab, but mid lane got chunked out.
And now they're just going to go for the engage. C9 to jump onto Curse. In comes the Galio to help him out as Kaze finds the ult, but only onto one member. First blood to Thanatos. Red try and contest in the river and get punished. C9 had the members and get a triple kill to their top laner.
Thanatos has come to play. Kangas also, it's all about the setup. I mean, you look at the prep for that fight. They just chunked Kaze down to 50%. Now they're going for Rebello.
Yeah, Vulcan's able to get into the bot lane. Rebello has a flash over the wall. Flash follow from Sven. He fancies himself the kill. Can he land the boomerang? Oh, the recall just barely not able to get him.
All right, they are going to be able to push in the next minion wave at the very least and get that tower plate on bottom too. But again, they just chunked out this Yone before the fight even started, down to 50% health. So C9 had really, really good setup into that fight. And even though they lose the crab, they win the bigger reward, of course. All the kills, plus they got the triple on Thanatos directly and the triple of grubs for the team.
Yeah, and Thanatos now has Leandries completed after the triple kill.
Was
he was able to pick it up.
That was enough gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, full Merc treads too on top of it, so. Yeah, look at the combo here. So Blabber went in, he soaks all their engage, Galio ult on the top, then he gets his Jarvan ult, flashes back out, he lives, and I mean the combo there with Jarvan into Alistar into Rumble is so much damage, and since they have the extra person of Victor already kind of pushed Yone to the side, so yeah, Kaze could go E and then ult, but he can't stay in for very long. There was a huge, huge damage difference.
I think what we learned is if everybody from those four presses their R in the same circle, C9 wins it. Because that's kind of what happened there. It's just
AoE 3 people, that's better.
That's better
than just hitting one.
Yeah, true. I guess, yeah, Kaze, his fates only hit the one. Yeah, that's a good point. And Thanatos, again, being the one that kind of benefits from it the most, can now take over this game. He was also in a winning position in game number 1. Yeah, I was into the Scion, but still, we've seen what Thanatos is able to do when he gets a lead for C9, 1.4K. It's going to be really tough for FNB to survive now.
So, Thanatos really loves player of the games. Okay.
He does.
Not going to go fully in on it here, but Thanatos, he keeps going on the Cloud9 podcast all split long, all lock-in tournament long. And talking about trying to get the player of the game. They finally got one, and you're referring to the previous curse that they had since after that they hadn't been able to win. But now he's positioned with this large gold lead to get another one. So we'll see if it's actually the secret to their strength. I will say Vulcan is playing really well again, so I think
stiff competition.
For the series overall, I think, you know, it's opening up quite nicely for him, but we'll see how this game plays out because it's only a 2.8K gold lead at the moment and the 1 dragon. So we'll see if Red ever get their big dive to be successful. Sven, for them, doesn't have flash now, and so you're thinking, well, since Sven used his flash to go flash over that wall and then he didn't kill off Rebello, didn't get the Varus, maybe Red can use their dive comp on that, but they're trying to look at Thanatos and his gold bounty.
Curse is up here. FNB's going to start it off. Not in range to get the taunt, though, as Thanatos just...
Not fooling him.
Gets the movement speed and runs away.
Thanatos, he's not going close to those side lane brush.
Nah, doesn't need to. Grab field on the Kaze, but he's able to walk over it, and Soul Unbound back to safety. Big chunk onto APA there. Curse hasn't really been able to find much, but now he's looking at the mid lane as Ghost is used by APA, dodges out the Mortal Steel. Vulcan will tank up the turret with the Unbreakable and pick up the kill for himself. Rebello goes down to C9's dive.
And they're looking to chase, but I swear that's fine for Cloud. What?
Oh, FNB's actually in the mid lane now. Throws out the taunt. And flash from APA. Curse is under the turret, taking damage. 2 shots, but the Arcane Storm is not enough to get the kill. Meanwhile, welcome to lane Kaze. He goes to the bottom side and immediately gets cataclysmed by Blabber, but jumps back to safety. Now Frosty with the quickness. CC's up members of C9, but they don't have enough damage to follow it up. So C9 still get the wave to crash. Now, I mean, Curse is here, but everyone's super low. Looks like the play is going to get called off.
Some honorable play here from APA, absorbing all this pressure mid lane to allow the extra plays on bottom lane. 3 members for Cloud9 are able to pull off that dive because APA is juking out multiple ganks. He had a jungle gank from top side and a support ganking him from bottom side, and he used Ghost to get out of it, and then he still had his flash to escape the second gank. Here we go, flash!
Flash engaged, double knockup onto Sven, but it is not enough. Vulcan with the combo, locks up Frosty and Kaze for a kill on Sven. Now Blabber's trying to get away, flashes away from Curse. When it becomes lightning will not land on the Vulcan. Sven gets out of there with the kill credit. Now 1 kill on the board for the AD carry.
Seems like Cloud9 have warmed up down there in Brazil. They have certainly warmed up. This game, they're looking a lot more snappy.
Blabber doesn't get the flag and dragon to Kaze, but we'll push him back. It could turn from a kill into a dragon take as, Kaze's going for the reset. Vulcan stop it now. Kaze will just walk away.
I mean, there's so many honors to give out.
Yeah?
APA, I always love when my laners avoid ganks like that effectively. You know, he had 1 summoner spell for each time. So that was like efficient avoidance from him. But then Vulcan, my goodness, you gotta love this guy. The peel that he had. Oh, are they gonna go?
They're going for another one right now. Thanatos gets onto Kaze. Big roast damage. Teleport's coming in as Red are gonna try and pincer C9. C9 have not gotten a kill yet. Curse is still alive. And in comes FNB for the shutdown onto Sven. Red get their mid laner and jungler out of there as Frosty will not pop the quickness. APA sees himself with Rebello. Chain of Corruption goes out with a galley roll off top. A pick on the APA. C9 start to crumble in the fight. Red yet to lose a man. Blinking health bars. Q not gonna land there. There's barely gets out, but Blabber gets back onto Rebello. And Vulcan again with the combo. Shut down onto Thanatos. Blabber will fall, but Blabber, no, he's still up. Blabber's actually able to hold the line. The J4 with a triple kill. Vulcan chases out FNB. Red almost found the play, but C9's jungler is able to hold the line on a rampage with an unofficial quadra kill.
Okay, at the beginning of that, Red outplayed Cloud9 for the first like 10, 15 seconds of it. Red got so many kills, but then all the low health members sticking around to try and help the other ones out. And in the end, Blabber and Vulcan do collect the extra kills. Kangas, are you having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun right now. This is going from that 2 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10 in terms of entertainment value at the very least.
So Red are like, all right, this is our moment. We got to make our play. Kaze flashes out and he escapes with just enough health. So then C9, while they try and go for the rest of the kills here, FNB teleports in and he is able to get a flash and 2 taunts, which sets up the Yone ult to grab the kills. But then, this is the best part for Red, because they have Frosty flank into Gallia ultimate, back to the rest of the team, and then they still all survived when Blabber came.
but then they went a little bit too far afterwards.
Yeah,
and
we gotta
Cloud9
get back
got a
to
bunch
live.
Yeah, Cloud9 cleaned up a bunch of kills afterwards, but those first couple of plays were really good from Red. I will say, I don't know if I'm like super Vulcan biased now, but like
You're really feeling it.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I am definitely pretty Vulcan biased so far. This game has definitely been another good one from him. Of course, Blabber is the one who got paid a lot off of that because a lot of the other C9 members had died, and so Blabber cleaned up a bunch of gold. That's 4 kills, 2K, the gold lead individually for him. And, you know, it's always nice to have the extra armor shred, but Vulcan going for a dive play onto FNB with APA.
Walking under the turret, will land the headbutt. Pulverize not used quite yet. Another turret shot onto him. Teleport comes in from Kaze to keep FNB safe. But Vulcan took one, maybe a couple too many turret shots to continue to play. Yeah, that was a lot.
That is going to open up the possible objective start here for Red. Oh, they go for a re-engage.
He goes for another headbutt Pulverize onto Kaze this time around and is able to get out. Has to pop the ultimate. Unbreakable used. Blabber almost picked off on the side there. Frosty and Curse found him.
Huh. So they're buying a lot of time for the split push. Red,
Thanatos is down.
Red have done this a lot. Red did this versus Sentinels a bunch of games, and they're doing it a bunch here too, over grouping for some of the plays that they go for. They give up a lot of side lane money, Kangas.
Yeah, I mean, Thanatos is just kind of pulling them around the map. Even in the last game, we saw this happen where they, drop the Herald mid. They have 5 people there. Meanwhile, AP and Thanatos are pushing side lane. C9 have been focused on the gold for their solo laners when it comes to these plays. And they also get the Rift Herald, even though Red were the ones to kind of group up around that objective. APA surviving here on Kaze as he solo bounds back. So C9, things are looking very positive for them as they get another neutral objective. And so far have not gone down, but Blabber could be in some trouble right now. Fate Seal shut down. Curse picks up the kill.
Let's see. There's not a ton for them to get after it. Of course, it's really nice to get the kill onto Blabber because Blabber had shut down on top of it, and he was the biggest kind of gold difference previously. With objective bounties too, I mean, see what they can do. They're still overstaying in the top side jungle here. Rakan and Xin still up here with plenty of wards. Frosty getting a lot of vision set up, so maybe Red can get some repeat pick plays. But again, they dropped so much side lane gold in a lot of these. And now it's really adding up for Cloud9. Infinity Edge for Sven on top of his Yuntal. So Sivir is going to be hitting in these team fights, and you're going to get a lot of these 2-item power spikes.
And Dragon's about to spawn right now, so they had all these people topside to get vision priority there, clear out wards. Well, that's not where the next action's going to be. I'm imagining it's going to be at this Dragon instead. So now Red have to reset, get back into the bottom half of the map, and try and get the vision down here.
I mean, do you fight this Dragon even? I mean, they don't have teleport on Yone, so I guess they are saying we're not going to fight it because, like, it's only Dragon number 3, and you're pretty low on gold. They are trying to at least get their own jungle, so they want to at least not get counter-jungled here. So get their blue quadrants, but again, if Yone is stopped with no teleport, ain't no way they're full sending or anything, so should just be get a little bit of gold for themselves, get their own jungle, let Cloud9 get it.
C9 have started it up. APA and Vulcan will just hold the line and keep Red's approach off of it. Kaze's in the 1v1 versus Thanatos in the top lane. C9 get the Dragon and are now on Dragon's Soul Point with a 5,000 gold lead. They also got the Grubs. They also got the Herald, which I believe hasn't even... Has it gone down yet? Have they dropped that Herald? Did they pick up... Yeah, okay, there
already
we go.
used. Let's see. They're not super close to objective bounty, but the closest thing is this top tower. The problem for Red is that it's really hard to get it since they're running this dive comp, and you're running into a team that still has all these outer towers of defense. You really got to overload aside to be able to get it, force a play here. So Curse is just going to try and walk through this side lane brush, and Cloud9 are resetting. You see they've got teleport on Thanatos, so just have him bottom lane and get the push going. Sivir can AoE waves really quickly now, so Sven planted in mid lane, pretty far up, honestly, and just annihilates the wave and gonna allow for C9 to move up. Get your vision on Baron and get the last remnants of that outer tower. I think that outer tower for Red only has like 100 health or something, maybe even less.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Vulcan, I mean, he's the safest member on C9 right now, even though he's
way
got 2
less.
people on him. Yeah. Oh, wow. That was like a couple caster minions that killed that thing. All right, so Kaze no longer has a turret topside to hide behind. That is the final outer turret picked up by C9 as Red have multiple members.
Uh-oh.
In the water,
Yeah,
Sharks are
Flash and
circling.
Ghost.
He pops the Ghost immediately, and now let's see if Frosty's able to hold him into place. They get the chain CC, Fate sealed knockup, and APA does still have the flash. The shield is not enough to keep him alive. Kaze picks up the kill.
Again, you know, I mean, that's a strong pick onto the side lane. Sen 3, yeah, they successfully kill APA. He goes early, and then it's like, all right.
Yeah, that's not flash.
I'm actually probably not getting out of this one.
He survived longer than I thought he was going to be fair.
Yeah, still 3 minutes till the dragon. And so oftentimes when a team sends on you like that, you have to keep in mind what's more important, Kangas.
Yeah.
What's more important is Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I may die here, but even if he had been able to use the flash to live, I don't think it would be worth it because your 5-minute flash timer is going to be longer than the Dragon Soul timer. So I like that he accepts his death after just using the Ghost. And it is a good combo, and it's a good play from Red to be able to grab that kill and grab this money. But Cloud9 are still looking towards Dragon Soul. Now only just under 2.5 minutes.
I see that first comment from chat right there. Give me 5 games, please. We both expected 5 games. A lot of action ahead of us still, but so far it looks like C9 could go 2-0 to start this best of 5 off. They're 4,000 in the lead, and they're on Dragon Soul point. Red have a dive composition. If they find one member of C9 out of position, they still can pounce onto them. So job's not done for C9. They got to make sure that they don't give those windows to Red. Meanwhile, Red are going to be looking for those opportunities.
And the biggest like PSA that you need to repeat to your players when they're playing against a comp like Red have, you tell the Cloud9 members, especially Sven and APA, don't stand together. Space out your carries. Don't have your carries stand together, and you know you won't get giant wombo comboed, because if they hit one of you, and they're probably going to hit one of you, you just don't want Red to get double value out of their engage. So as long as APA and Sven have good spacing, and then Vulcan can try and protect at the very least one of them with Alistar, then they should be able to avoid the most dangerous part of the Red comp. Again, though, it's also going to require big setup on the Dragon Soul. You know, the wards here through the banana brush, the line brush towards mid. Make sure that you have good entry and setup here for the objective. But Cloud9, you always have the option. Yeah, we can give them that dragon, and if we see an angle to go Baron side instead, then it's not as big of a buff for Red to grab the dragon as it is for you.
Bigger, objective to pick up, but I do like that point that you're giving the first dragon to Red, so it's not that bad at that point for C9. And when you're on Red's side of the map, also Red currently on Red's side, easier to approach a dragon here. So let's see how they want to do it with that banana brush.
I would say Cloud9 want this fight though. Sven's on 3 items, so
Sivir. What a reminder.
Sivir is gonna melt here.
APA also getting some chunk onto Curse, as C9 will now approach the control ward in that banana brush, and C9 will clear that one out. Talked about the importance of that. Currently, C9 are controlling that vision, as Dragon will be up in 5 seconds. FNB's in the mid lane. He can always join fast with the heroic entrance, but Red are going to have to give him somebody to ult on top of. It could be Kaze with the Fate Sealed available. This is looking like Red are set up for the fight. Vulcan is on a flank right now. Sanitos will now walk down and join up with the team. It's Curse just jumping in, and the hero's entrance doesn't land on anybody, as Red just can't quite find the CC. Vulcan frontlining for APA for Sven. It's the Dragon Soul, the C9, and a team fight wipe on top of it. They're going to chase down Rebello and Frosty. No one falls on C9's side. Another clean ace for the boys in blue. A double kill to APA to boot. And that's what you want from your Dragon Soul team fight, Kobe.
Yeah, Cloud9 going to take this one, Kangas, all the way to the Nexus.
GG's for game number 2. You have to imagine they got a cannon wave right here. We got 20-second death timers still on Red members. C9 with everybody strong are going to start hitting these Nexus turrets and push for series point, match point right here, right now. C9 might have had a tough day 1, but they're starting off day 2 on a high note, 2-0 to start the best of 5. And a much better look this time around, Kobe. Game 1, they lost the early game. They had to come back from a 3.5K gold deficit and find these clutch Vulcan Bard ults to get them back into the game in the lower bracket. Winner continues on in the America's Cup. Loser will pack their bags and head home. C9 will be a long flight. RED Canids a trip around the block, as right now C9 are up 2-0. Kobe stringing back-to-back wins when they were in the pressure seat coming into the series.
We got Devil Kangas in his lucky shirt here.
They can't see the horns again since we sent it to break. But yes, I am wearing the lucky shirt. Hey, NA has not dropped a game since I put this on.
I'm actually a believer now.
Yeah.
So what we decided is that shirt is very powerful.
Okay.
Don't overuse it.
Yep.
And I would say bring it out for when we really need it. You know, maybe like a Gen G win at first stand or something.
So we'll put it back on the hanger for the rest of America's Cup after this game. It's assuming
we got
C9 can win it.
Whoa. Focus back up here. We got Yunara here. Takeaway from Rebello. He loves this champion. They've been spamming it. But Sven also, huge priority for Cloud9 has been Yunara. They've done Yunara Lulu, Vulcan on many enchanters. And they've got plenty of things open at the moment. He could just still go with the Lulu and you know, grab a mid laner for themselves for APA. Ooh, there's a good response though.
Yep.
The
Mystic Thunder.
Yeah, the Mystic Thunder combination. Ezreal and Karma poke into Yunara can be brutal.
This is how Sentinels beat RED Canids. They were playing Mystic Thunder. Okay, we got it back on screen here. There we go, the double horns. This is how Sentinels were able to beat RED Canids in that game too. Because if you remember, RED Canids, the three-headed dragon, that's what the community often calls the way that they like to draft, is usually these 3-threat compositions. And you could argue we saw some of that in game 1, but I think a little less of it. With the Jhin. I'm trying to remember last game even, but at least, you know, I'd say Ezreal's one of the threats. That counts right there. And there's your Lulu, Kobe, that you were talking about with the Yunara. And there's an Annie for APA. Ooh, I'm getting some flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't see an Ahri ban. It's only Saint's Ahri, okay? That was able to solo kill him. Not supposed to be able to do that. But, oh, the Malphite lock in here. I mean, Malphite has very good value versus Yunara, trying to, as long as you place your ult correctly here. Yunara, you have to be a little bit careful with her ult jump. But Malphite definitely very, very good possibilities here. If you get some poke damage down first with your Ezreal Karma, and then you get to choose your moment for the engage. But yeah, I mean, the Annie is it was I mean, it was rough. Okay,
it was rough.
Say it.
It left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, but clearly they had put a lot of practice time into it. Both teams knew it. I mean, even before Cloud9 had locked it in, Lion had banned it in the previous game, and then they were hovering over it a bunch in the final game right before the Ahri answer into it. So Cloud9, let's see it. Let's see round 2 here for the Annie. Usually you want Annie Wukong.
Redemption Annie.
Yeah, usually you want Annie Wukong, and looks like Red did not opt to ban Wukong or anything. So honestly, no reason to deviate. Everyone's always like, oh man, why is it always the same? Well, it's because they work really well together, because Wukong is not only just an AD jungler, but you have to think about Merc Tread value when you're playing Annie. And so you don't want stuns. You don't want an AD jungler that only stuns. You want knockups.
Yeah.
And Wukong has the perfect AoE knockups and AD damage typing. So that's the reason why they work so well together so frequently. It just gives you crazy engage for a team fight, and then Yunara Lulu can follow up with another knockup with a Lulu ultimate. So it's a lot of good synergies if Cloud9 can finish out their comp that way. I don't expect any deviation, and just grab their Wukong, and then they're gonna have to blind pick for Thanatos because the Malphite very highly probable is going into the jungle or could be flexed. But
what do we think about this though? It's Kaze, I'm assuming, on the Tristana.
Yeah.
So the AD matchup into Annie in the mid lane now.
Yeah, he had it before, so I mean, it's pretty good versus Annie if you can get a level 6 Malphite ganking.
True, yeah.
Because as long as you can farm early and then you just wait on your jungle timing. And you can, you know, rocket jump in as your Malphite Malphite ults in and you just burst her down. But you get worry a little bit early maybe. We'll see about the early stages. I will say I am a big fan of the Gunblade Kennen. Despite the Kennen nerfs, I still really like Gunblade Kennen. The nerfs are pretty painful as far as your ultimate cooldown later on into the game, but this champ is so good for the duration of lane phase and a lot of the mid game. And then you still get very impactful, you know, ults and teleports and flanks later on. And so you get a 1-2 punch, Malphite and Kennen.
Yeah.
Definitely a scary engage.
Scary to engage as a Malphite into something like the Trundle, though. That might just be a one-way journey. But the rest of the comp, I don't know if I love Trundle into something like Ezreal Karma, because you get the one pillar, but Ezreal can still kind of kite back, and you get slowed and rooted by the Karma, and it's going to be hard to get on the carries, but I like it into like the front line and what's coming into you.
Also think about having to mark a Kennen later. Pillar is really good at stopping Kennen.
True.
So it's not always about what are you going to do initially, but like what can you do to counter what your opponents want to do.
Good call.
And so yeah, Cloud9, they do have some good like counters to what their opponents want to do also, in addition to having the you know, the Annie engage. But since they didn't go for the you know, Wukong type pairing with it, it does mean it's a lot on APA. Like that is your whole engage. He has to have good engages because Trundle Pillar is a bump.
It's something.
And it's slow.
A little bit slow.
It's not like a it's not a true knockup. It's like they can bump you to the side a little bit. And
it can set up
down.
Annie. It can slow the Annie so Annie can get in range. But yeah, definitely expecting a lot on the shoulders of APA on his birthday, as a win here will not only mean a 3-0, but it means C9 continue in the lower bracket and can redeem themselves potentially later in this tournament against FURIA, who put them here, depending on how the Sentinels FURIA match goes later. As a little Malphite running across the screen right there.
We got a little cameo.
That was awesome.
That is hilarious. Malphite's home guard run is pretty funny too.
Yeah, he's got the little pet behind him as well. That was great. Starting on the top side right here, it's both. Actually, no, it's just the Malphite plus the Kennen in that top side. Now, Curse heading back to his top camps. Meanwhile, Blabber looks like he's going to be starting on the bottom camp. So we will, for the first time, have opposite pathing junglers in the first clear.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple problems for them to deal with, and you can't deal with all the problems all the time, right? You've got an Ezreal Karma push poke lane bottom lane, and then you got a Kennen bully lane on the top lane. Thankfully, at least, you know, Kennen is flash teleport, and he's not like extra combat summoner spell up there, but still is very annoying to deal with, even for a Gwen, who is, it's one of Thanatos' favorite champions as well. Definitely high ranking in his tier list. It's Ven and Vulcan. I played a lot of the Yunara Lulu, and using their shields effectively very early on here, so doing pretty well for themselves. FMB though, using the brush. Always want to dodge in to the brush, get your drop your minion aggro.
Well, looks like Kaze missed one of those otters right there in the trade, so APA actually trading up. I want to note that Sven also used the Ghost. Vulcan used Heal in that bot side. So yes, they have looked very good on this combo so far, but this is a slight lead early on for Frosty and Rebello, as their jungler will be pathing down towards them. C9 know it. They had the ward on the Raptor, so they should have it in their mind that Curse could be coming.
Exactly. They should have the timer there. And you know that a Malphite walking at you is going to need like a wrap around to come from pretty far behind or something to get in range for a Q. And unless a Karma can actually land a tether on you, then you should be fine just dealing with it with raw spells here. With Yunara and Lulu, they can kind of respect it and just walk back and kite back. So I think Sven and Vulcan should be fine, not dying to any early gank this time around.
Yeah, first time that I've seen now Curse on a pick that isn't able to go for a super effective early game gank. So far, it seemed like the name of the game has been set himself up for more explosivity outside of, I suppose, the Nocturne that we saw. But even then, he was still making early game plays happen. Now in the top lane here, FNB is still using this range advantage to his advantage. Not a big CS lead yet, but he has out-traded Thanatos, who has to use the potion to help keep him in lane, while Blabber will go for a cheeky little invade, drop a ward on the Raptors.
Yeah, pop the Scribe's Bloom, and he's got a little bit of time to utilize while he's just kind of waiting for the Krug respawn timer. So camp here, see if there's anything open, then go for your recall into your second clear. No problem for him, so get your first purchase, get back to Krug's right on time. And similar story for Malphite, though. Curse is going to do the exact same.
Yeah.
Curse has brought a control ward, too, though.
I was going to mention the fact that the difference being actually, we'll get back to that, is Frosty taking a big chunk of damage right there, but Rebello firing onto Sven. That's flash out of the Yanara. Blabber's in the neighborhood, and we'll look to back up his bot lane. Vulcan taking big chunks of damage here, but we'll save his flash for now. Blabber does not commit to the gank.
Ooh, it is a bit dangerous, though, Kangas. A little worrisome.
If that tether lands, the flash forward, the root is there. Rebello with the snipe, but Vulcan body blocks it. Oh, that was close. If that Essence Flux had popped, that would have been a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's still close. Even though Blabber is here, their bot lane is so low, it's not like you can just fight them off as Red. Yeah, and they do. They just stand their ground, they fight. So the poke lands, they get a turret plate here. They did invest Frosty's flash to do it.
Now Blabber could look for his own wraparound, but no, we'll decide to back off
they're
instead.
so low already, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Blabber.
They're doing it. Oh, man, have they had enough?
It's still scary. Sven's trying to heal back up. Blabber will pop the Ice Domain, and then Red just back off. So Rebello and Frosty, they find themselves a big lead in that bottom side in summoner spells.
Yeah, good poke landing from them to get the angle there. But they ended up using their own flash there too. So Frosty did use his flash to make sure he can land the Q and the tether. And it was because Vulcan blocked that Sven didn't die.
Yeah. And I'll actually amend the statement. It actually feels kind of fine. The fact that they didn't get the kill, because Sven not having flash is answered with Frosty's.
It was close to not being fine, but now it's one of those like, it's fine, it's fine,
yeah,
all good, it's fine.
It was stressful, but actually it is fine, as Sven was able to get a lot of that CS anyway. So fancy looking from Red, but not going to amount to much. Maybe with their priority they can get this dragon though, as Curse will start this up. Blabber's on the top half, so no contest from C9.
Yeah, definitely don't expect there to be. Blabber has to clear up to his top side. He already used a lot of time hovering around. And so his second clear is, it's weird because it's a little split since he did Krug's first. And so his respawn timers will be a little off, but looks like, I mean, he's got to be aware, right? Like it's level 6 Malphite. Malphite's got the crab, so Blabber knows like he's outpaced a bit in the jungle. Yeah, it's okay though, because they won the last game. Even despite not getting it. So, is it a good thing, actually?
Maybe the crabs are the curse. We'll see. I'm getting like very superstitious from this tournament specifically.
Yeah, nothing has to do with the actual players in the game. It's all about the things that have occurred around it. Yeah. The magic. Some would say.
The intangibles.
Yes, the intangibles.
Yeah. But I do like the magic as well.
And
here.
The rotation of the solar system and the planets. Yeah.
It's
it might have to do with
Rising.
the Malphite ult though. Might have to do with the Malphite ult. So first step is got to clear out the wards. But this is the play we're looking for. Is like, all right, if you make mid lane dark, and then you go put some pressure on Annie and blow the Annie flash. Even blowing Annie flash is really big value. So, good hover here. Because they just cleared the ward, Blabber knows, all right, I'll just hover around. If they go for anything, I got you, APA.
Blabber has a short window here on the bottom side as well, because Red are continually pushing up.
No flash
on the control ward on the Pixel Brush, so they see Blabber's approach. Now it's up to the bot lane for C9 to get in range. The Miller goes out onto Frosty. No flash, as you said, and that is a dead support on your screen. First blood picked up by C9, and they're going to gift it to Sven.
It is really, really worthwhile too, especially with First Blood, because the bonus extra gold, 300 gold on getting put back on it. Leave that to Sven, corral the Karma inside the back of the pit, and there you go. The wraparound from Blabber all the way through enemy jungle, all the way through around, and they do, Kangas, end up punishing the offensive flash. You knew as soon as he's walking down there, Karma no flash, that's our kill target, good pillar, that's all it takes.
They knew exactly what their target was, and C9 were able to execute on that. So now Red on the back foot here in the bottom lane. Sven, with that reset now, has the recurve bow plus completed boots to Sheen and the stanking tier, plus a couple long swords from Rebello. So
stanky tier? Dang, that's messed up.
stacking tier.
Oh.
Is it a stanky tier before it stacks though? Like it's not complete yet?
I think it's clean. I think, you know, it's like, I don't think it can hold much smell because it looks kind of like watery, you know, it's just liquid.
Liquid has
it's like
smell,
clean.
Kobe.
Yeah, but it's like very clean, you know, it's just straight blue.
Never
if it was like
smelled a toilet before?
If it was, whoa, I don't think that would be like
water.
That wouldn't be like clean water though. That'd be like Chemtech Soul colored water.
True. All right.
I think the tiers are pristine, clean,
okay,
odorless.
Odorless tiers.
Odorless tiers. Unstacked or stacked.
Your tiers have a smell now. I am thinking about the wrong thing right now. I want to think about how Curse is going to approach these grubs. Blabber started them up, and in comes FNB. Blabber will get one. Now 2 big ultimates available. The unstoppable force goes out. FNB with the stun follow-up, and Blabber just goes down. No slicey maelstrom needed.
Now fight, baby. Ooh. He's got, especially when you get your Zeeks, like, you're that close to a target. It's crazy to flash something like that. Like, you're so close, it's like, oh, you have to have crazy good timing or something. So if he's point blank, you just put your ult on the other side, boom. He gets the kill, and with your Zeke slow completed already too, ain't no way Trundle's getting out of there. So nice kill here, nice snipe.
Blabber did get 1 grub though, so it's not going to be the 3 grubs picked up by Red.
Okay, you know, it's still 2 and Dragon. So objectives stacking nicely for Red despite the early First Blood.
Ooh, APA, big burst on the Kaze who opted in to that trade. Rocket jumps forward, and APA was ready with the Tibbers. So that's an ult down for Annie. Kaze still has his available.
It's going to be interesting to watch too because the engage is so fragile from Cloud9. APA's flash cooldown is hugely important to their team's success overall. And, you know, him having Malignance, of course, is going to make the ult cooldown really short now afterwards. He did just use it. Yeah. So it's not going to count for the one that he just used, but...
Then, okay, he's able to get away with the ult-empowered dash there. So... no ultimate available for Sven if they want to go for a dragon fight now. 5 seconds till that spawns. Sven's just going to catch this wave and probably look for a reset now. So Red actually have an opportunity now. Sven's going to go for the reset. He will not have ult even if he does show up. Do they want to go for their second dragon?
Yes, sir, they do. And I think they're going to get it. I don't see any reason for Cloud9 to walk in there.
Yep.
So, you know, nobody wants to face check a Malphite ult. First 2 dragons to Red for sure. The question is going to be, can C9 get enough gold to feel like they're confident for the setup moving forward? Because they haven't really been able to trade these dragons for anything. It's just like, oh, Red just going to get them.
As the second dragon's not as like crazy. The third dragon isn't even necessary to contest, but that soul could be strong. It's mountain soul. So when you're looking at this Annie as the primary engage, you're just not going to be doing any damage with that burst if they are able to pick that one up.
If Red get all the way to mountain soul, I think it's cooked for Cloud9. So I would do something about the third soul.
Wait a minute.
Or third dragon.
Trundle can steal those stats, though. You know, give him more stats. That way Trundle gets them. Sven right now, meanwhile.
But he can't steal the shields off them.
Ah, true.
And the shields are a really big problem.
I suppose that's a bigger problem with the soul. It's not the 2 dragons that give you the stats. But that is another heal used by Vulcan there to keep Sven safe now under the turret. Gonna be catching these waves. I feel like Sven is still gonna be one of the main characters here for C9 when it comes to these fights. AP is the one that's starting it, but Yunara is the one that's gonna finish it more often than not.
Yunara is always the main character.
Good little trade, electrocute proc there from APA. Once again, they're trying to get some mid lane prio as Blabber just kind of crosses over. But, you know, Thanatos also been farming fairly evenly versus the Kennen matchup.
And now they saw Blabber leave the lane, so it's pull the trigger on APA. Oh, the pillar, keeping him alive though, APA! One more auto from Kaze, he got the reset and finds the kill. Meanwhile, bot side, they were able to find a push in there and a trade in the mid lane. APA for Kaze's life and a kill on the Rebello to boot.
Okay, Trundle doesn't have many mechanics, but Blabber, that was exquisitely played. That was so well played. He immediately, APA first, you know, let's shout him out for using his stun onto the Tristana, the big damage source, that he can get him off, delay it a bit. He stuns the damage source, and then he flashes away to try and get out of range of Malphite. Even though he ends up going down, Blabber delays by pillaring and creating some space for him. And then focusing and re-flashing. Blabber's flash on the Tristana ult meant that he could still stay in range, and he got the kill over there. I mean, really nicely played. Trundle doesn't have a lot of mechanics, but your pillar and your flash and your target choice are the things that you have, so nicely done.
I think the Subjugate got the kill at the end here. Yeah, let's see what happens, bot.
Okay, so they go in on Sven. Sven pops his ultimate into the Lulu knockup. It's just...
Yeah. Red just caught those
Are we
hands.
watching Diablo here? He's dashing in, he's flashing forward with the Lulu on top of it. That was looking good, I like that. Okay, so here, APA, good reaction, stun the damage source, flash away, even with thing on, and then Blabber. He goes, he pillars, and then he flashes so that the Tristana ult knocks him into the wall and he can stay in the fight. And then with the Tibbers being able to stay on Tristana, Tibbers gets enraged after the Annie dies.
And they got Kaze again. I mean, we just came back from replay. Kaze's dead, and we just saw Tibbers there on the bottom side, so I assumed that they just picked Kaze back to back. Yeah, that was a close play in the mid lane, though. The Tibbers following up for the actual kill, plus the Subjugate damage on top of it. So Red are giving a couple of these kills over to C9, who are getting them onto their carries. APA now 2-1-0. Sven with a kill as well.
Yeah, that was nice. Yunara ultimate dash in for the Lulu knockup, and then flash forward too for another one.
Ooh, as here comes Curse. They have a TP coming in from Kaze yet again into the waiting arms of Blabber. Another clutch pillar right there, but APA could be in some trouble as Curse is still focused up on him. Saved the ultimate cooldown and will pick up a kill.
Nice job from Curse there. He gets level 11 on Malphite off that too. They get their kill this time around on APA. They know, no flash on the Annie. He's not getting away this time, so... little bit of a, ooh, wow, that is painful.
That was a lot more damage than I expected from one auto from Sven. It had to have been the extra damage from the Kraken Slayer as Blabber is still on Kaze right now. Jumps over, now the pillar used, oh, but the reset was there for Kaze. Blabber not finding the interrupt.
Yeah, nice reset for Kaze though. Gets himself out with the double jump. And they'll just pick up the wave. So now it's up to a pretty healthy 2K gold lead for Cloud9. And Dragon number 3, if they get their resets now, it's about 30 seconds ahead of time to have plenty of time to get your wards and get back in place for the vision. Here's a look at the start. Yeah, let's take a look at the start. Control ward in the brush. Maybe that will mean something. Let's see. Hey, just shields right in on him. Wow. And analyze that. Can you just analyze that?
You pressed R and then Q and then W.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And electrocute damage? That's looking good.
There might have been an auto in there. I didn't catch it, but either way, APA does have that damage on him right now.
he do have that damage.
Yeah. As it's about time for this third dragon. We were wondering if C9 would start to contest, and it seems like they're confident enough to do it now, as they will fight for priority around the vision in the river, as well as mid lane push. Red have not started it up yet. They do have Kennen in this bottom side into APA.
Kennen has flash, too.
Yeah, it could be scary. Although,
I think you got to respect that.
Kaze's topside with no teleport in the 1v1 against Thanatos, who now just jumps straight in on top of him. Needlework, but a double jump from Kaze gets him back to safety.
But it's an even 4-on-4 though, because Thanatos doesn't have teleport either, so let's see a fair fight.
Oh, it's Sven! He flashes, and Curse just follows it up with the slicing maelstrom on top. Losing here in Arena to start the battle is not what C9 wanted. Red find their target and will punish Sven. Yeah.
Curse is not fooled. He's like, that's an early flash, bud. I'm going to predict this thing. Boom, Malphite ult. Nice ult from Curse. Sven knew he was too far up, and he was like, oh, the Malphite ult is coming, it's coming, it's coming.
And it landed.
And it hit. Nice one.
It.
Good one from Curse.
And that will get the third dragon for Red. It seemed like that was the time that C9 were ready to actually contest it. Yeah. But losing your AD carry means that there's no shot at a steal. Red now on Dragon Soul point.
Yeah. He just got too antsy here. Sven in, and then he knew it was like, I'm too close here. But it's a really good positioning of your ult from Curse, you know? You put it to this side so you can get him either way. And he's like, I predict you, or you get clapped anyway.
The only way is if Sven flashes like further into his team or away from Sven's team. Either way, that's bad. Yeah. So well played by Curse right there. C9 still have the gold lead, even though they gave up that third dragon, and now they just cracked another outer turret here, this time the mid one. So Red's job's not done, but they're in a good spot to get that Dragon Soul.
3 dragons, you get Mountain Soul, and all of a sudden C9 are like, oh man, how do we kill anyone?
Worth a lot. And 18.5 minutes, Herald is now being targeted here by C9. So Red, they still have 4 minutes before they got to go for that dragon fight, which could make or break their entire tournament. Remember, if they lose a game here to C9, RED Canids Kalunga are out of America's Cup.
True.
Their backs are against the wall right now, so that's a lot of pressure going into this one last fight.
Yeah, we are in the losers bracket at the moment. Must-win series for either team.
FNB, though, winning in the side lane versus Thanatos. Something that we haven't seen so far is the top lane action. Not a lot has happened between the Gwen and the Kennen, but FNB now utilizing that range advantage and has the Rocket Belt as well. So we haven't really seen like a big team fight. Slicing Maelstrom is that pick onto Sven in the mid lane, but Red have the tools and they have the ability to actually execute in these fights as well. We know what they're capable of.
Yeah, they're capable of deleting Sven. And they didn't have to use the Kennen to follow up Malphite ult last time to do that. So they can do it in the next team fight. Good early position here. I think it should be fairly calm though. No reason to overextend. Like Cloud9 should not be offering up any opportunities here. Sven has no flash, so just play safe. Hover back. Malphite is creeping, but...
Why am I getting nervous right now, Kobe? Sven has no flash. Curse was looking at him. Yeah, he pops the ult, and again, empowered jump away. Vulcan tanks up the True Shot Barrage. Sven now! Oh, he dodges it that time! Curse not able to knock up the AD carry, and now he's slowed down by Vulcan, plus the pillar from Blabber. The chase continues onto the Malphite. Flash away from Curse. Subjugate damage is taking him down, but he does escape.
Also, Tristana left top lane to come try and join this, so Thanatos is going to push in. He's going to crack the crystals here, get a turret plate. It's one of the nice things about top lane and any side lane in general nowadays. New season feels good. You get a little bit of alone time like that. One wave plus a little turret plate, nice chunk of money.
You don't need to take the entire turret to get rewarded for just staying there. Thanatos has been falling behind of FNB, but that'll help him get a little bit more in his pocket. But that was another moment where Sven, he's playing on the edge right now. If he gets hit by that Malphite ultimate, that could have gone way worse for C9.
Yeah, they try to get the chase down. They're like, all right, Blabber's here in the wings, so maybe we can get a little pillar. And blowing Malphite flash, you know, it's something to be said because Malphite, when Malphite is flashing and flash closer to you to ults, then it also makes that knife's edge that you're dancing on even harder to stay on or land on the right side of. And so a meaningful cooldown that they're able to earn. With Rift Herald, they get the top tower, rest of it.
I like this from C9. We have 1 minute and 15 till Dragon. This is a really clean window to drop the Herald, take that last outer turret here, get some more gold on Sven, and we can reset to now look at contesting this Dragon, because this is going to be arguably the most impactful moment of this game. Dragon Soul for Red could get them back into it, as C9 have a bit of a gold lead, almost 3K in their favor right now.
Very tanky Trundle now, too. Blabber just finished Spirit Visage, so a lot of healing and shielding there on a team that also has Lulu for the Trundle to keep him alive. So Trinity Force, big bruiser Trundle, he's going to be wrecking havoc. You can't really ignore that type of threat. So even though it's not a traditional frontline tank, it could provide a lot of threat. Everybody's looking at Sven though, of course, and they should be. He's got double summoner spells. and ult ready.
His flash is back. Same cannot be said for Curse, but Thanatos actually, no flash available on the Gwen as he finds himself all alone in the Dragon Pit. C9's top laner picked off at the crucial moment. Dragon just spawned. This is Red Soul. C9 in a 4v5. They're just going to back off and give the Soul over.
What?
Tragic timing. What the frick is what Kobe was about to say right there. Oh, and no Baron attempt either. They're not even going to try the trade. Just poor timing for Thanatos to be in that position.
That is a long lane, too. We didn't even have a tower there.
We got to stop giving this guy player of the game. I feel like there's always like a cooldown after.
I'm Vulcan only from now on. I'm Vulcan only.
If we're believing in superstitions again.
Oh, man.
Okay, C9 are going to try and defend in the mid lane right now, but that Mountain Soul's so hard to get through. Now they have a teleport flame coming in from Thanatos. Engage from Curse. Follow up by Kaze. Flashing forward onto Sven. The Yunar's in trouble. Slicing Maelstrom from FNB will close him off. Double kill to the Kennen as Red absorb the engage from C9 and flip it right back on him. Are we going to get a clean ace at the close? Kaze will go down. C9 get one, and a big needlework from Thanatos will chunk down the rest of Red. Blabber's still almost full health here as the True Shot Barrage dodged by the Gwen. Okay, Red find themselves another one.
I think they win the game, bro. I mean, get a Mountain Soul here versus this. I think Red just did it. I mean, Mountain Soul, back-to-back team fights now. They come out, they get a bunch of extra gold. Tristana is scaling. Tristana here with the extra range from all these levels. Flicker Blade is done. I mean, this looks really good for Red. Even though the gold is very close, Cloud9 have been backed into a corner. They do have DPS champions as well, so they're not all burst just because they have Annie. You know, they have a Yunar with Lulu, they have a Gwen, so it's still fightable for Cloud9. But it feels like the momentum for Red is just so big.
Ooh, a pick onto a Karma would feel really good right now when they got him. C9 capitalize on every team's weakness. The Enchanter support walking up for Vision. Red fall victim to it as now Baron's on the table for C9.
Tristana teleporting in. They're going to fight this. 4v5. Cloud9 power play. Can they do it?
Curse still has the ultimate available. APA finds him on the side. Now Thanatos looks at the Malphite. Blabber's back onto the Baron. Curse ults in. FNB with the slicing Maelstrom from behind. The flanking cannon gets on him. Blabber still alive with the wild growth as AP's push away from Kaze on the side. It's all about the Trundle, but he cannot win it. Red push C9 off the Baron. They didn't need their Karma. They just needed C9 to clump up for their ultimates. They'll take the team fight and the Baron.
That was beautiful from Red. I mean, Curse is such a Chad. Like, FNB teleports in, he's flanking around on Kenny. He's like, I don't care if they're on me. Even though Gwen went straight for the enemy jungler, onto the Malphite, trying to cut through him with magic damage. Curse does not care. He makes a beeline for them. Malphite ult into Kennen ult. And Red are going to stomp now. So big of a gold swing. Huge stuff. I mean, it's a dream combo. Malphite ult from one side, Kennen comes sliding in from the other side. You're already like shredded up a bit by Baron.
Yeah.
Very nicely done by Red to kind of put that door closed on what we felt like was their kind of, oh, here we go, another pick.
Thanatos in the side lane yet again. Things could go from bad to worse for C9. They're losing the team fights. They're losing the side lane pushes as well, as it's so many members from Red overloading onto Thanatos. He's looking for a trade onto FNB and gets close, but not close enough. Rebello with the kill credit. Red find a pick in the side lane.
Yeah, I mean, they've been making side lane picks all over the place, and they actually picked off Thanatos to even start to get the free Dragon Soul. So another big one, but this is just beautiful. Curse goes in. C9 had kept people on Baron. Cloud9's call was, hey, Gwen, go push Malphite out. The rest of us will stay on Baron and try and force this. But with the Kennen flank, they just get demolished. They get ripped apart. And Curse, I love the energy from Curse. He just walks up through the Gwen. I don't care if Gwen's on me, right past him. Malphite ult into Kennen ult. Beautiful.
And the Baron never unleashed either. So Curse was like this much health, but Baron was at like 4K, so he could still walk up and secure it. Yeah. Oh, alrighty. Well,
Fans wanted
on
5
the
games,
precipice.
Kangas.
They wanted 5 games. We both predicted 5 games, and it seems like we're going to get it. Save Red throwing a massive lead into Cloud9's waiting hands. We could get one final fight here still, but if you're looking at the wallets, you're looking at the stats, it is all Red right now. Siege up another turret here. Engage comes in from Curse. Blabber pops the ultimate. Subjugate onto Curse, meaning he has to jump back to safety. That was not the engage Red was looking for. Sven almost has enough damage for the kill. Wild Growth will keep him alive, but the Tristana damage being felt right now. Sven has to back off. They did not kill the Malphite.
Yeah, with the Baron, they can keep up the siege here. I don't know. That was looking pretty good for Yunara damage there, though. Zen was cooking.
Ooh. APA is getting chunked out right now. Remember, he is the primary engage. Flash is available on Annie. If he finds somebody out of position, he can look for it, but the Rebello's just landing this poke, and the Ezreal is at 3 items. He hurts at this point.
Yeah, a lot of them do. Okay, so Cloud9 showing maybe, you know, they can find an angle. If they can get an isolated person with Trundle ult on them and Sven hitting, then they definitely have damage.
I mean, with how that fight was starting, I think that's about the best you could hope for if it's a front to back, is that Curse ult's too far in and his team wasn't quite ready to follow him up. As now a TP coming in from Thanatos. This is Elder Dragon. This is FNB on a flank. C9 do not see the Kennen yet. Actually, maybe he was spotted out by the control ward in that brush. They actually did spot the Kennen. Thanatos is on top of him, pushes him back. The rest of Red approaching onto Blabber. C9 have to approach this so carefully. Red, they just need to find the right targets, the right flanking members, as FNB is still watching with a target on his back. APA can't get in range in time. C9 are stacking waves for this. They need to find magic. They need to find a miracle.
They're sneaking around. I mean, we saw you go in that bush, though. APA, they definitely know you're there.
Kaze's mid. Kaze's on Tristana. He can actually just end the game. If C9 don't make a fast play here, they're going to use the Trundle Pillar onto Curse. FNB still waiting in the wings as APA's looking at him, but there's no CC to lock down the Malphite. C9 will chase him back, but Kaze is still peppering down this mid turret. Sven jumps over the wall. Sven goes crazy right now as Red just don't answer the flub. The wild growth from Sven, he flashes. FNB will close him out as Rebello untouched right now. A double kill for FNB. C9, they were looking for a miracle. They didn't find it there as Kaze links up with the rest of Red. It's Blabber and Vulcan running back to the alcove in the bottom lane, but it's Red hunting them down. A double kill to Rebello as the Portal Combat will go the way of Frosty. The True Shot Barrage will get the triple to Rebello instead, and another one team fight for Red Canids.
GG! Red are going to take it. I mean, Kangas, you said, I mean, that was basically a desperation play from Cloud9. They know, all right, Tristana's just going to destroy our base if we don't force something. So they try and force by, like, you know, Sven dashing in. It's like, we have to force, we have to force. I got to go in to try and make them fight us. And Red, they had enough. They pull the collapse down. They actually get the Kennen flank pincer once again. It's going to be Elder on top. And that'll be enough for them to finish. Just waiting for the Kennen to get back up so Kennen can also get it.
Make sure everyone on the team has the Elder Dragon buff. I gotta say, I don't know if we'll have a chance to take a look at a replay. Actually, we do. I want to watch Sven. Yeah, so he just jumps in.
Yeah, they're just trying to force it. He's literally throwing his face at them to try and force the fight. And then FNB was like, okay, fine. We will take the fight. I'll come from the other side. And it's all because, you know, Tristana was pushing mid. They're like, this is our only hope.
Yeah. Playing this comp from behind into the Mountain Soul when Annie's your only, like, reliable engage and is checking FNB on the side instead. Not many options for C9 to continue the chase there, and the crowd is behind RED Canids Kalunga. They'll use their Elder Dragon. Back, reset, spend the gold, go straight to the Baron. That is both game-ending objectives picked up by RED Canids. And you gotta imagine this game is just cooked right now. C9, hey, they're up in the series, but they're gonna have to work a little harder to close this one out, it would appear.
Yes, they are. I mean, there's still some work to be done this game. How much do you believe, Kangas? In dreams, in miracles?
Again, we have been getting more superstitious as the cast has gone on, but And when it comes to this gold lane, I'm a bit of a pragmatist.
I mean, the Malphite shield is so hard to break. Any of the shields, like Sven had been hitting him for like 5 seconds and they couldn't break it.
Broken shield as well. He just flash engages onto APA, utilizing that Elder Dragon Bomb, but APA lives! The Wild Growth! The Canadian sensation Vulcan will go down, but he kept his mid laner alive. Double kill though, as FND will also claim Sven. Stuns up Blabber, APA with the stun as well, but Kaze's jumping in, interrupted by the pillar, but Red have the Baron empowered wave. It was well fought from C9 at the end, but an ace to RED Canids, Kalunga. We're going to game 4.
Well done from Red. I mean, I'm kind of between Curse and FMB for player of the game. Both of them were critical.
All right, we are back, everybody, for game 4 of this best of 5. That's right, RED Canids Kalunga picked up a game versus C9. It was looking solid, and then one pick in the side lane, Kobe, was all the Canids needed for us to get Kalunga'd.
For them to get a Dragon Soul, and then they also needed a Malphite and Kennen ultimate at the Baron
so there are
to
two
win
things
the game.
Needed. Yeah.
Because that one was quite the combo. I like that. That was pretty good.
Solid combos. And since we are getting superstitious here at America's Cup, I have taken off what I thought was the lucky shirt. I'm trying out a different shirt now. We're going to see if this one brings any more luck. But what else should we keep in mind for that, Kobe? Was it the hats? I was wearing 2 hats that entire time. Maybe that was it?
Maybe, like, keep in mind the positioning of our opponents. And don't go into the Tri-Brush and River right before Dragon Soul is going to spawn.
I hear that is unlucky to do that.
It was indeed very unlucky for Thanatos.
All right, well, we'll hope that Thanatos at least learned his lesson as we're going into draft for game number 4. We got the music back, too. It's my favorite part of this big band so far. It's just the vibes, man.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, fantastic. C9 are going to be first pick. RED Canids are on blue side. So we'll see what that first pick priority is for C9. As the further and further we get into Fearless Draft and these best of 5s, sometimes the wackier the comps can look. C9 banding away the Ashe. It's always that Akali respect for Kaze, and the Sylas respect for Kaze as well. Even though Malphite's off the table, the classic Sylas counter, it's going to be instead just respecting the Kaze. We'll pull that out in many situations.
Mid lane's getting a little thin here, too, as far as the picks. You know, with even game 4 in Fearless, you start to draw a little bit. Plus, some picks like, oh, Nico support, APA also plays at mid. Oh, Galio top. Yeah, Galio could also be like a mid lane pick, and that's been used up. So a lot of these things starting to whittle down here, and the respect of Ziggs target and Akali target remain between these 2 mid laners. They're like, don't want to fight into that.
If we go to game 5, I think they should gentleman's agreement, handshake. We both get to play it. Yeah, we get Ziggs and Akali.
I'm down.
That'd be awesome.
Down. I am super down.
Mundo, meanwhile, locked in for C9 here.
We're scaling.
Yeah.
We're scaling. We're power clearing, and we're scaling, and we're pushing. Mundo, though, yeah, Mundo is definitely big in later Fearless drafts because there end up not being a lot of answers, you know. So Trundle's off the table, tanks immediately get better. Yeah, interesting Ivern here.
I haven't seen this one in a minute, but I do like it.
Let's see. Rebello, then, I mean, you want to be on like a hyper carry when there's an Ivern on your team, so
how much of Felios has he played? Yeah.
Jinx is available. Yeah, Felios is still good. Jinx and Kai'Sa, though, I think are really good with it. And they are going to have engage on bottom side, too, when your jungler is the enchanter. You need to get your primary engage elsewhere, and Solar Flare will do wonders.
So they got the lockdown, their primary engaged. They got an enchanter to keep a hyper carry safe and healthy. And APA, meanwhile, on C9 side, does get a more comfortable pick for himself here. He has been more notable for his Azir. They're blinding their solo laners.
Yeah, double blind solo laners here, but because a lot of the answers have been taken out, and Thanatos Gnar is a specialty, and he feels confident in all remaining matchups here. Not a lot of like, unless you wanted to do a Yasuo hard counter, something like, or lane counter. I mean, York is fine, but it's not like a hard counter or anything.
Sure.
I think it's a fine answer, and you can go side lanes versus the Gnar, but Gnar very versatile, can team fight really well, in addition to handling side lane pressure.
I would say one of the most opposite champions that you could have to the Kennen, though. Range top laner that wants to group up and team fight, melee top laner that just never wants to see the team and always push in the side lane.
Tiny Lightning Yordle versus, I don't even know what.
He's just a guy,
what type
right?
of being is York? He's a
man.
He's
Look
a
at that.
large grave digger.
All right, well, while we contemplate that, I'm here. We're going to listen in on C9 real quick. Maybe. Potentially.
The coach is wearing something freaky.
Yeah, he's stroking his beard the whole time.
Yeah, you're actually getting mugged. Your beard's like a quarter of his beard.
Sorry. Sorry, man.
Okay, that was 100% worth listening
It's a
in on.
beard diff. They're getting intimidated by the enemy coach. This is actually funny because we've had multiple interviews. We had an interview with Dom on the analyst desk, and he was talking about Sven thinks that the most important thing for coaches is that you show up and you mog the enemy coach.
Yeah,
It's just
you're just supposed to look good.
It's mostly about how you look, and so that's why they want the Cloud9 coaches looking good in these sharp suits, where Dom and Arrow are always wearing these suits. But the other side is, oh, you get a super long beard, and he's stroking it the whole time.
He's stroking it right there.
He's definitely in their heads.
That's crazy.
He's definitely in their heads.
Oh, no. Nick and Arrow Smith, we're going to need you to get some beard oil, brother.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, the little twist at the end. Okay.
All right. Anyways, back to
now I'm even more invested.
Back to the actual champs here, though. Trying to cook on the other side. Now, both of them do have options for the side lanes, but Ivern comp here. Ooh, poke on top of it. So they have Zoe poke on top of it here for Kaze. Bringing the Zoe back out. Did have a game already that split on it as well. And your Aphelios goes to the other side, Kangas. So maybe it'll be what I was mentioning with the Jinx.
Yeah, I don't. What is this comp trying to do on red side? You actually like this?
Yeah, I still like it. It's a similar thing here. You have a strong build up for the Jinx to try and keep Jinx safe. I mean, Zoe is like you're looking for the angles for poke elsewhere. It seems the one that's kind of a little bit more out of place. I think the York is fine in it because you get side lane pressure and you can still like create terrain and stuff to give some space for the Jinx to work around. But we'll see. We'll see about the Zoe fitting in.
What Zoe can do is big burst damage, I guess, to set up the Jinx passive. Because if you land the bubble, you land the paddle star, and then Jinx lands like an ult or something, then you can get your passive online at the start of the fight.
Hard to get them though around a front line that's like Mundo and even Gnar. And like Thresh also Lantern is such a good answer because you can reposition.
Yeah.
So.
And
I like Cloud9 side.
I like C9 side a lot right now. I feel like their front to back is much clearer in its identity and its execution. They even have the Lantern to get you out of the Yorick little cage that he tries to put you in anyway. So, yeah, I'm liking what C9 I put together here for game number 4. But I will give one thing to Red. Much more exciting. Zoe coming in the mid lane, Yorick in the top lane. This is, and Ivern jungle. Like, I can't even think of the last time I saw an Ivern jungle. Maybe
you can't even think of it.
2024, like FlyQuest. I know Inspired was playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inspired played it a decent amount. I mean, it's not been super prevalent recently in the meta, but it gets sprinkled in, you know. All good.
Well, either way, exciting draft from Red Canids Kalunga. Let's see if it can get them to a match point. Their backs are against the wall. They have to reverse sweep Cloud9 to continue their lower bracket run in the America's Cup. C9 just need to pick up one more, and they've drafted a very standard front-to-back style composition to pull it off here in game number 4, as both teams will take to the Rift. I don't remember if it was you, Kobe, or if it was Azale. What do we think that is? Is that like a statue that's been buried, or is that like a
It's like
a rock?
It's an ode to a Krug. Maybe it's a Krug.
Oh.
That's what happens when Krugs get really old.
they just turn into a rock?
Yeah, well, they can't. They're already rocks. They just can't move anymore.
Oh.
So that's like a Krug that's staying there forever now. It's lying down.
Yeah,
he's just sleeping, bro. It's
water
okay.
that rock.
He's still alive. He's just.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a much happier story then.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Kaze going for a little roam up to the top side. Goes for the paddle star trade onto Thanatos. Helps FNB out.
Yeah, but anyways, Cloud9 side is just so much more meta.
Yeah.
They're just meta top to bottom here with their picks, so see how well they can stick to it and how much they can Red can cook.
Well, our eyes will be a lot on this top half of the map for Red, or at least mine will be to see how does Ivern want to impact the lanes. But I guess when I think about Ivern, now that I've given a little more thought, probably going to be more about the bottom half and keeping the Jinx safe. So I'm going to retract that initial setup there.
Yeah.
And go back to what we had said earlier, is that keeping Rebello safe is Red's game plan.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're like, all right, York gets to play his own game. He split pushes, I focus on the other side. Everybody else is on the team game, the Jinx game.
I just think it's exciting when I see Yorick Zoe. I'm like, what are they going to do? How's it going to work? As he keeps throwing the paddle star forward and then up, so he's just looking for the short guaranteed trades with the area as well.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and he could go like Proto Belt too, and try and get some different angles. Nice play.
Great interrupt from Vulcan right there, stopping the Zenith Blade engage.
Yeah, the Thresh interaction is really easy. Just wait. You wait until the Zenith Blade connects, and then once the Leona starts moving, just hit the play, and you're all good to go. You can only mess it up if you do it too early.
Yeah.
I've had people do that before.
Yeah.
And then the Zenith Blade connects after, and then they go through, and you're like, whoops. But just be ready, in your position, wait till it connects, boom, hit them out of it.
I'm happy you said it's an easy thing to hit, because I've never been on the Thresh. I'm not a Thresh player. I'm a Leona player. So it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, no,
and now I can just be like, oh, that's easy for them to hit that.
It is. As long as they got their timing down, it's easy. It's pretty easy.
Blabber and Curse will see each other in this bottom side right now, but Red have the push, so Blabber will have to back off. That is 3 crabs in a row, Kobe. Curse is winning
this is a super early one,
this
and
he
can still split the top crab, so.
Yeah. Just keep a track of that, though.
It's going to be 1-1.
Mental damage.
Also, I mean, Ivern is like one of the fastest clears in the whole game.
Big damage from Sven onto Rebello right there as another play from Vulcan. Flash forward from Sven will get heal out of Rebello, or rather heal out of Frosty. Ghost out of Rebello, but Rebello saves this flash, so Sven trading down in summoner spells at least pushes the Jinx out of lane.
Yeah. That is true. That is a down trade.
Yeah.
That is a downgrade. But he was getting hypey, man.
It was.
Getting hypey with it. They're going to push in. They want to make him miss CS. I kind of want to see if they actually do make him miss CS.
Ooh. Thanatos -1 on the cannon up there in the top lane. And yeah, let's see. It seems so far like Rebello's fine.
Yeah, he's grabbing most of CS. All right, they got their turret plate.
Yeah.
But Phelios no flash. That could be dangerous.
Very early Ivern gank down there as he'll now walk up. Has the smite available, so maybe looks at the Raptors. Blabber is already on them, so Curse.
Yeah, you can look, but you cannot touch.
He's touching them right now, Kobe.
Holy moly, that's not fair. What the?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He's autoed Blabber once. Backs away.
I mean, it's kind of a waste of time.
A little bit. Rebello has not gotten the back off, by the way. He's still chunked heavily down here. 1 death sentence could mean his demise.
All right, let's see. Can he see us again this wave? How much threat can C9 put? Vulcan really wants to get an angle for a hook, but look at Frosty's good position. Just make sure he's always between Thresh and the Jinx. And until at least the melees get cleared out, then the Jinx can handle the rest of the CS, so yeah.
And we're gonna attempt the back here. Blabber will stop Frosty's back, so now desynced with Rebello, but Rebello will finally get that one off. Blabber, because he desynced them, will actually start up the Dragon next.
Yeah, this is so nice for Mundo. I mean, talk about speed of Ivern clears. Mundo clear is crazy fast too, and they're just gonna start this Dragon up without mid-prio though. Zoe first here.
Kaze's roaming down, lands a Paddle Star, has the Ignite picked up as well. APA is gonna walk up, but Sven's low on mana, even though he's got red-white. Maybe not ready to fight, and it's just a leash from C9.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Red pick up the first Dragon, well played.
Kaze had push, so all your efforts are, as you say, thanks for the leash.
Thanks for the leash. Some Trouble Bubble lands, Paddle Star, big damage as well, but Kaze's gonna hold the Ignite for later. Maybe APA can get it back off here. He's going to start it off. No TP for the Azir, so Kaze can at least get a wave in, and he can also stop the back. Goes for the flash. That was Zoe's flash, plus the ignite, but not enough for the kill.
Yeah, give him a little heart attack.
Yeah. Make him worry about it as Rebello taking big damage. First blood to Sven as Vulcan locks him into place.
I wanna replay of the lead up of that.
Yeah, his
that
flash was down.
Going for the dive.
Ivern sends in Daisy. Thanatos is able to hit Mega Gnar. Bigger health bar keeps him safe for now, but that's 4 members on Thanatos' screen. Now Frosty's tagging in for Daisy as Thanatos jumps forward, tries for the lockdown, flashes away. As Frosty now flashes back into the waiting arms of APA, who'll pick up the double kill. C9 punish Red for the dive top lane. Happy birthday to the mid laner. How about a double kill as a present? I'm putting that back on.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Cloud9 get presents everywhere, Kangas. Bot lane earned their own present. Sven and Vulcan just went to the store and they're like, you know what? Happy birthday to us also. We're gonna get presents because APA's birthday.
It's
so
a gift bag,
we're gonna buy ourselves a Jinx kill. And then top lane, they feed the extra kills over to APA. 2 kills onto Azir. Rich birthday boy.
Yeah, and again, I do wonder how Rebello went down to start that off. Topside, we got to see the whole thing. It was Daisy plus the Maiden topside here in the dive.
Yeah, this is the Pokemon team comp.
Yeah.
They got the Daisy from Ivern, and they got the Maiden from Yorick here, trying to whittle down Thanatos. But Thanatos does a great job. He's got his Mega, he gets his angle. Boom, 2 into the wall. He flashes over, hits the follow-up wall up after they take the aggro from tower, and so Frosty's super low. APA gets there just in time to peel for Thanatos. So Thanatos lives, APA gets paid, and everybody on C9 is happy. Bot lane, top lane, mid lane. And Blabber says, great job, guys. He's happy too because Blabber was farming.
Thanatos played that immaculately.
Yeah,
and
nice
APA
job.
coming in for the cleanup. Now almost towards that first item. Still just components currently, but has a slight lead over Kaze, who has the CS advantage for himself right now. He has been making APA struggle a little bit in the 1v1. So that influx of gold feels really good for APA to help compensate for that.
Blabber in here. Mundo, full business, yo. He's a level ahead of that Ivern. It's basically a full level 2. Just 1 extra camp there for the Ivern. Showing up, trying to put the pressure on the bottom lane.
I love Vulcan's use of these emotes, by the way. He keeps using the Timo eating the burger. Very American emote right there, as nice death sentence lands, followed up
Canadian
with a gravitum. Yeah, true, actually, yeah.
and Sven uses it all the time too, and he's Danish.
But still, just burgers is synonymous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we claim that.
Yeah, they have they've you know, acclimated to their environment.
Yeah.
Curse is hovering around for a long play, but that's just gonna waste more time. You're gonna get further behind Mundo, bro. Mundo's back to business. Blabber's already up to his top camps. He's gonna go farm more.
He's pushing these camps. Kaze will spot him out now as the Raptors will be spawning soon.
Yeah, get back to those Krugs. You got a timeline to keep up.
We got businesses to make.
Were you gonna try Biz9?
I was gonna try Biz9. I was like, that's not the plural. We got meetings to attend. We got paperwork to file. Okay, we got business to do. Business eye.
just businesses. Okay, here.
Thanatos getting the businesses right now.
Got 5 people versus 1. That's not fair.
Yeah, what's this?
The Ghoul Army.
Rising up against the oppressive Gnar in the top lane. CEO Mundo walking around in the jungle. Red rotating around the map here. They're onto the Grubs. APA chunked out from Kaze yet again, and looks like these will be confirmed by Red. Nobody from C9 gonna contest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, bottom lane again. I feel like most of the other games, Cloud9's bottom lane either like gave up prio or died or got flashes blown, you know, got ganked, something like that. But this game, they've had enough.
Yep.
They had enough, Kangas. Thresh Aphelios, and they are dominating it. 1,000 individual gold lead just as Sven on Aphelios. Yeah, they're powerful. I think this game, Cloud9 with their advantage, if you take into account the advantage with the team comp from their draft, I think their draft was just way better.
Yeah.
It makes it way easier to play out the rest of the game. And then you add on to that the gold lead.
Ooh, add onto it. Red have really been focused so much on the top half of the map. Maiden does go down here as Curse will now pop Daisy. One Pokemon faints, the other comes out. Thanatos does not have a Gnar bar built up, and Kaze is rotating up as well. Daisy will start it off. That's a teleport to safety. Thanatos is out of there.
I mean, big honors to Thanatos.
Yeah.
Good weak side player. Delays on the first time. They get double kill onto the Azir because of it. Second time, he knows I'm cooked. I don't have Mega, so see ya. I'm out of here. He lives.
And we get bot turrets. Sven stays down there and keeps pressuring. Frosty's been roaming so much that this bot lane has gone worse as Rapello looks for the seal on the dragon, but now the solar flare onto APA in the mid lane, rooted up, he shovels out! Vulcan body blocking the paddle star, and Sven coming in as well. Operation Get Birthday Boy to safety, successful as that paddle star goes wide as well. Vulcan stun up, has to flash himself, but Frosty now low. Kaze still in the brush, looking for that kill onto APA, and he just cannot find it. They got the Azir out of there. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I want to see like a vision toggle fog of war from this one, because that was loopy. Going from like, oh yeah, Thanatos, clean teleport out, and he survives. And then we can also say, clean teleport out from APA, even though he gets stunned up and the rest has a lantern man on there, he still survives. So, still good, right?
Hey, still a reason to celebrate.
Still survived.
Still survived. Let's take a look at replay. Do we get, yeah, so this is how it starts off. Oh, it's a bubble that sets it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Boom, boom. Oh.
He gets the shield going through him just barely, and then into the waiting arms of Vulcan with the heal.
So close, as now Sven could be in some trouble here. Frosty lands a stun. He's got the lantern down, but he's got a flash out instead. Death sentence out of Frosty. Flashback to safety, but there's Blabber as the Mundo CC'd. He's got a big health bar, but he's got to flash the solar flare to get out of there. As the Death Rocket tanked up by Vulcan. C9, don't lose anybody. We're scrapping. No one's falling.
Danger in the mid lane, though. We have a lot of close calls mid lane here, Kangas.
Yeah.
I mean, no flash Blabber, no flash or cleanse Sven. Still a very healthy gold lead. It's actually increasing because APA pushing side lanes here. So up to 4K the advantage for Cloud9. It's still the lion's share is on Sven. As one rich Aphelios.
And even APA is ahead of Kaze now.
But no summoner spells, so he's gold rich, summoner spell poor.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd still rather be gold rich.
He doesn't have a lot of savings. It's all cash. Is that it? Or no, I think it'd be the opposite. He doesn't have access to as much. So it's all in stocks. There we go. Untaxable. Right now, death sentence from Vulcan lands. No follow-up onto Rebello.
I too would go after this Aphelios though. I mean, he's very rich. He has no summoner spells. So keep attacking mid lane. If you're red and you're trying to get back in this and cut the gold lead back down, keep trying to fish for plays onto Sven. This champ, when this champ has no summer spells, like, yeah, keep throwing bubbles. Look for your next Leona ultimate here on him. Vulcan's doing a good job hovering, you know, keep some distance with Thresh so you can reposition, but
and he has the Mikhail's first item. So if that bubble lands or that solar flare lands, you have an opportunity. Throw the lantern, hit the Mikhail's, get him out of there.
That is nice. That is nice.
Really smart buy from Vulcan right there. There we go. Your player of the game.
Series.
Bias now. Player of the series bias now.
He's my player of the series, I think, yeah.
So far, there's a ward there from Red that will spot out C9 as they walk up towards the Herald. And now they're starting to walk up to approach. Vulcan buying space here. It's all about the Jinx. We got the front line, we got the Ivern on the Jinx, we got teleports flying in. Blabber's rooted up, he's got the Mundo ultimate, but he's still going down. Red had enough damage to cut through the man who pushes, and a bubble onto Sven, who gets completely zoned out from the rest of the team. C9 will lose the fight at the Herald, and the objective, RED Canids punch hard. Happy birthday.
Did they just stay hitting Herald? Like, use everything on it? That was crazy to watch.
Yeah.
That's great for Red, though. They just walked up, burned this Mundo down despite the Mikhails, kill him, and take the Herald after they killed him. And they killed Sven, who had no summoner spells left. They got the kill onto the Aphelios afterwards, too. It's like a best of all worlds for Red.
I will say, oh, as the Battle Star, not enough to kill APA right there. Does still survive it for now. Yeah, FNB will take that top turret. Red get a big influx of gold after that one. And we see the strength of the Jinx team fight. I'm going into the game, we said, yeah, you got to watch out for the Jinx resets, the Jinx damage. They had an Ivern on the Jinx, a Leona in the front. And that's exactly what Red wants to do in these fights. Oh, the ward's placed down. Sven can't get into the ledge. Okay, he got it. He's out of there. Now Vulcan sidesteps the Solar Flare stun, just slowed down, and the damage is enough. Rebello picks up another kill.
The Ivern CC is working here for Red. Good pick from them. They kill. Can they get more? They're going to finish off the turret. I mean, Jinx is excited here. Melts through this thing. And that turns into Dragon. So Red, they want to push this game number 5, and they're doing it.
Are they going to go on to APA as well? I mean, he's all alone down here in the bottom lane. Yep.
They got the inside route.
Again, Sharks in the water. APA, he's got Flash, he's got Emperor's Divide. He will use the Summoner spell to get back to safety.
I already know what we're going to look at on the the play after the game here. We're definitely going to investigate the setup on that Herald. Yeah. Because that was kind of wild. And they just lost so much. All right, APA does stop the Herald charge, but he's got to get out of there.
Oh, APA is actually playing this Azir very clean. He's in these max range, you know, shuffle escapes as the Herald was delayed, but it will still take the turret. Now the next one, ridden towards the mid lane here. C9 have multiple members hovering around the top half for Thanatos, and no action going to happen as they just get some more plates in the mid lane. But if it'd be really riding that one far.
And it's getting Red have retaken the 4,000 gold difference they've made up entirely here. They just basically deleted Sven's lead.
Yeah.
Jinx fully caught up, 2-item Jinx now. Sven, though, he's close to Infinity Edge, so that'll still be a really nice spike for Aphelios, for Sven, and the big crits will come through. Then you get your late game Aphelios and your Azir, but oh no, man, the CC on Red, they've had some pretty good setups here. Frosty and Curse working quite well together.
I'm also waiting for Blabber to get a little tankier. Oh, okay, he actually just built more magic resist. I was wondering if he was going to just pivot to armor to he has Merc Dreads, because Rebello is shredding through him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's going to go Spirit Visage, and I would recommend a Randuin's after to deal with the Jinx crits that are going to be a large part of the damage later.
Because that was by far the most damage that happened on the Blabber in that Herald setup, as he was locked down, and Rebello was just free firing with the Kraken Slayer. Now 2 items on Rebello Jinx, so he's also in a pretty good position. Sven answering right there. So very even game currently in terms of gold, but slight, you know, objective lead for Red with 2 dragons plus the 3 grubs that they picked up.
Zoe been looking pretty decent too. A lot of these bubbles have resulted in kills. A lot of setups with them, so. Kaze value finds another nice little bubbles. Dealing with minion wave, get a little poke.
Yeah, with the Azir turret there, it's going to be hard to actually dive, but now we have Curse walking all the way up. APA has his turret, but he's got a lot of members of Red around him. He will jump forward and looks for his own TP away. Flash from Curse to interrupt the TP. That's what you want to see from your jungler, with Rebello gifted the kill. Red find a pick in the side lane.
They're going to try and rotate over to this tower. At least Sven finishes it.
He got it.
And there is some sort of payment for committing that heavily to the side lane, but Red with another kill.
Yeah, Cloud9 actually go up in gold.
Yeah, because they're dropping waves to go do it. Give up mid lane, lose the tower.
Thanatos is still alone in the side lane, and he was pushing that one in. Let's get a replay, though. Yeah, APA kind of realizes he's got no way out.
Yeah, he knew. He saw him coming the whole way, so. He thinks it's just them, and there's not going to be time for Ivern to get there, but Ivern just flashes, as we saw.
That was max range Q right there. Gotta imagine. Well done from Curse. but still basically dead even in the gold department. I mean, it's 3 turrets to 3 turrets. The only advantage right now for either team is that extra dragon that Red have picked up, plus the 3 grubs, and the next dragon's up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. So, yeah, still kind of edge of my seat here in game number 4. Could not get much closer.
Kaze has way more damage right now. I mean, in the mid game, Zoe is so critical for setup for these objectives. It just makes it dangerous for Cloud9 to ever approach. So I would not be surprised if Cloud9, you know, made the call to keep split. Oh, actually, APA is recalling, so APA wants to recall for his Rylai's, and they're going to fight it. But you got to watch these bubbles. You know, the burst damage from Zoe is definitely big at this moment in time. So Kaze going to clean up that side wave and then walk on over to the rest of the team, and here we go.
TP in from FNB into that bottom side. Thanatos just went for his reset. Another trouble bubble lands onto APA, but no paddle star follow-up. Just a little chunk onto the Azir as he's able to sidestep that next paddle star. Red dropping down these bushes for Frosty to walk forward. Daisy goes down as well as FNB is now grouped up with the rest of the team. Focuses onto Blabber, and C9 are not around their jungler yet. Blabber's just out of there before any damage can follow up from C9. Losing their front line almost guarantees that Red can now just walk in and take this dragon on spawn.
Yeah, they have too much CC for Mundo's passive to deal with.
Yeah.
He gets locked up there forever. Leona and Ivern and Zoe and Jinx traps. Mundo is looking like the squishiest champ on the...
He's looking like paper.
Yeah.
For folding him up like a 4th grade love letter. How many times he died? 0-2-0? Yeah, it's 3rd dragon. Dragon soul point for RED Canids Kalunga. And they're in a fantastic position at this point in the game, Kobe. It's still close in the gold department, but you got to imagine that, you know, the setups around these dragons are favoring the Zoe. You got the bubbles flying in. You got Daisy making space for you. Like, they are making it so hard for C9 to get in at all.
I was told that Mundo goes where he pleases. I was not told that there are no repercussions for his actions.
True. As Thanatos right now in a 1v1 versus FNB, but Curse coming up from behind.
You can go where you want, but you might die. And you...
Yeah, true. You know, I would jump out of a helicopter with no parachute. You can do it. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Not advised, I would say.
You can do it once.
True, true. You can probably only get away with it the one time.
You can do it one time.
Unless you're Nathan Drake. Oh, that was a cargo plane. Completely different story. Thanatos is still up.
Oh, I know there's like crazy stories where people have like, you know, fallen from very high heights and still survive, which is like breaking legs or something. What did he like? Did he use clothes or something as a parachute?
I believe. Okay, it might be cheating. He,
Did he
I
survive?
think, found like a container with a big parachute attached to it. As right now, Frosty looking for a parachute as he's engaged on by C9. APA looks for the big flick, the big engage. It's on to Curse, and Rebella's free firing onto the Azir. Finds the excited passive as they chase down Sven. 2 carries down. Blabber and Thanatos trying to make some space work for C9 on the flank now, but FNB survives it. It is the Rebello show. If you can't kill the Jinx, you're not gonna win the fight. And C9 not able to lock him down this time around. The zap slow onto Vulcan as he does not sidestep the next one. Flashes, still dies to the death rocket. Rebello is crushing these fights.
I mean, Red are playing their range way better. You know, they're using the Ivern CC and the Daisy, and they're kind of clogging up these team fights. Like you say, nobody can get to the Jinx. Rebello uses both Flash and Ghost, but that is well worth it. Those are game-winning. That's a game-winning team fight right there for Red. Unless C9 can pull out a miracle play at the moment at the Baron.
TP from APA straight onto the bubble, and now Red jumping on top of the Azir.
Not looking like a miracle.
Ooh,
yeah. Not looking like a miracle to me.
Somebody get C9 that parachute. They're going to need it. They are in free fall right now as RED Canids Kalunga are just out executing time and time again, and this time I don't think there's any shot at a Baron contest.
Yeah, you can just lay the bubble on the ground where the teleport is going to arrive. And night-night, APA.
Bye-bye. You know, there was the one movie. Have you ever seen the A-Team?
Nope.
No, the 2010 remake of like a 1970s TV show. A-Team, check it out, great movie. They have a tank. and they're falling in the tank, and then they shoot downwards to like pump them
Yeah.
up and stop it, and they
The
shoot
recoil of
yeah.
the tank shot is
and then like right before they hit the water.
Okay, so they start out on Frosty, they hook him, and Blabber in the front. They actually use the cleanse for him. Yeah, APA
He
right in
looked
the
at
middle.
Rebello, but he didn't catch him.
Yeah, and APA right into the
Flash.
middle there. Boom, they lock him down.
Good flash from Rebello. I mean, like, I see what AP is trying to do there, but Jinx isn't caught in the ult because you still have your summoner spells, so then...
Game winning, both summoner spells there. Use Ghost, use Flash.
Yep. Oh, and then the trouble bubble landed as well. I don't want to watch that one again. Get that off my screen. I'm taking
That
my hat
means
off
we
again.
could hear some silver scrapes in our ears pretty soon, though.
Bro.
You might not like what you're seeing, Kangas, but maybe you'll like what you're hearing
I
soon.
do like that song. I'm one of the fans of that one. I've been hearing some Silver Scrape slander lately, by the way. People saying, oh, this song's overrated. I don't get what that's coming from. I think it's a great song.
Appropriately rated. Red, by the way, they've got a lot of gold to earn here, and I think they're going to do it.
A Solar Flare onto APA, but he does get out with the Thresh Lantern. Is now FNB on the side, getting chased down by Sven and Thanatos, but he gets to safety using the Flash. Red continue the siege on the bottom turret, and they will get it as they land the Zenith Blade onto the Mundo, who is going where he pleases. Pops the ultimate, still massive damage from that Battlestar. Okay, maybe he did need the magic resist. Maybe that was a good idea to pick that up, because he almost just got popped there.
Yeah, he's working on it. There's a lot of damage coming his way, and he doesn't have the funds to deal with it. He's working on the Randuins that we were hoping for, though, to reduce some of the crits that are coming his way. Honestly, it's just going to be too late, though, because that Dragon Soul is gone.
Bye-bye. Dragon Soul earned by Red Canids Kalunga. Now, I use the word earned because they're fighting tooth and nail here, Kobe. They were down 2-0 in the series.
Better team
That's
fights.
iron mental to be able to stay in the series when you have to win 3 in a row, and it looks like they're going to make it at least 2, as they have such a giant lead now that they picked up this Dragon Soul. It is only Ocean, considered often as one of the lower ones, but Baron pushing in, they're taking these turrets. I think they're still feeling fine about their prospects.
Question is Cloud9 going to tweet out their reverse sweep meme that they tweet out every reverse sweep?
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, I think at this
They
point they
meme
have
themselves. I think they will.
to. Yeah, GG, Red Canids, Kalunga.
Ain't no way anyone comes back for a reverse sweep. Reverse sweep, holy, yeah. The possibility is looking very real, at least pushing us to the game number 5.
Well, actually, we can check it, right? Don't they tweet it when it's a 2-0?
Supposed to.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to check. No, I'm not going to check.
Did
I'm
they
going to
do
keep
it?
watching the game.
Okay.
Can we get...
I can tell you want you to kind of divide
I
it, huh?
kind of want to
You
check
can do it.
Okay, you know what? I'm
You can
gonna.
do it. We're on the couch, bro. This is
True.
It's supposed to be chill.
We're vibing. All right, if action breaks out, you can yell about it.
Relax, buddy. I got
All right,
this.
Cloud9. Are they one of the teams? Do they have a LOL? They have C9 LOL. We follow
They are
each
one
other.
of the teams in this game, yes.
We follow each
They
other.
are. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're close like that?
Apparently. Okay, Red punch back.
What
Blabber
they
pillars are too
what do they DM you
good.
about?
One more game. No, it's my buddy Ryan. Shout out Ryan Kling, back home in Minnesota.
Yeah, shout out Ryan. What's
Yeah.
up, buddy?
Banger of game 1. They didn't do it. They didn't do it.
So maybe because they didn't do it,
I think so.
the situation we're in now.
I am a superstitious man at this point. There's
I've
some
heard that a
weird
lot
stuff
today.
in the air. Yeah.
Who's Mundo calling? Who's Blabber calling right there? He just pulled up his phone.
It's Mama, probably. Or is it, we learned last weekend that he learned the game from his brother. Maybe he's calling him his brother, being like, hey, what do we do in this situation, man?
Yeah,
I keep dying to a Zoe.
Got a phone a friend going into game 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do? I'm Mundo, but I'm dying. What's up with that?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Oh, Battlestar onto APA. Bubble onto APA. Another follow-up. No, he's able to shuffle to safety, but the Death Rocket! Oh! That was close. That was close.
Man, all right, they used the Mikhails already. Mikhail's down.
I'm trying to see where the Aerie came from. I guess Kaze, did he like... How did Kaze get some kind somehow the Aerie flew. I don't know what was happening there.
Curse also has Aerie, so.
Oh, yeah,
Driver
true.
damage.
Probably that one then. Either way, APA does live it, does not have to use the stasis. Has that available now, though, so I mean, there's another opportunity for C9 to find a fight, but based on how they've been going, you got to favor Red at this position, and it feels like we're going to game 5.
IE is done for Jinx.
Oh, that's a full right of Jinx right there.
Rebello is going to be hitting.
At least we got Randuin's on Blabber, so you have some armor and crit health. Or crit
reduction.
Reduction, there we go. That's the word.
I mean, we still got 30 seconds before Baron, but like you got to get over there early. The vision is huge. You got to walk into this comp with Ocean Soul. It's almost cooked already before it even starts.
2.5 minutes until then. Baron's up in 5 seconds, and Daisy's been summoned. Kaze looking for the bubble. Lands one on to Thanatos right there, and the Solar Flare now used on APA, who tries to get back to safety. They're under the turret. APA still alive for now. Flashes, shuffles back. Frosty can't get onto the Azir. Blabber gets away with no! A double kill from the Death Rocket explosion.
Is that
Rebello
steal it?
with a multi-kill. Can he get the penta?
Someone steal it?
He got it.
Yeah, he got it.
All right, Thanatos is backing under the fountain. Will RED Canids Kalunga go for the pentakill for Rebello? If I know CBLOL teams, I think we all know the answer to that question.
Get him!
On the precipice of Silver Scrapes, Thanatos under the fountain. Rebello with a pentakill in America's Cup. We're going to game 5.
Congrats! Red push us to Silver Scrapes, and Rebello gets his penta on the Jinx.
Rebello! What a gamer! What a game! We got Silver Scrapes, Kobe.
I like the original better.
I like your enthusiasm.
I'm trying.
Good though. Yeah.
I'm trying my best. I know Mark Z.
Yeah, enthusiasm. There you go. That's good.
Yeah,
you get points.
The man who Zimmers did it first,
Not points
but
for me, but like maybe somebody.
maybe somebody in chat is appreciative of
Somebody
it.
else, yeah.
Well, hey, I'm sure chat's happy that they're getting their 5 games. Kobe, we were hyped for going in. We both predicted it, and we split our predictions. You had C9 3-2. I had RED Canids Kalunga 3-2. And a big reason I had them taken outside of trying to reverse curse out of bias for C9 is that there's a legitimate factor of, you know, the travel, the tiredness, and now 5 games in a row.
Don't give me no excuses. I don't want to hear excuses right now. Don't give me excuses going into game 5.
Well, the momentum's real.
Give me a lock-in.
The battle of stamina. You know, we're going to 5 games here. It's going to be tough for C9. And with the momentum behind RED Canids Kalunga, they just won 2, going to be in super high spirits, and I just cannot credit enough of their mental throughout this series. They've kept fighting in games 1 and 2, even though they were behind. They win games 3 and 4, and now in this game 5, it's all on the line. Winner takes all.
Yeah, better team fighting, better focus in the last game. Let's see about the final one here. Game 5 in Fearless, we were already feeling like, oh, champ pools are getting a little bit dry. But now even more so here, and especially APA, obviously everyone's always worried about what's it going to be at the end of a best of 5 Fearless for him. Aurora, you generally feel, is Thanatos. He's very, very strong with this champion, and if you're looking at the top lane pool, now FNB has to be like, we really have to respect that Aurora flex. Like, I can't pick, you know, Bruiser or something into it, so they're gonna have to try and work around it that way. But Nautilus is very, very good this deep. I mean,
yeah,
Nautilus, I love Nautilus Kai'Sa. This deep, like, Kai'Sa is still available. Dive comps go super hard here. I think that Red have been very coordinated on that type of surgical play. So, oh man, yeah, and they get Maokai to go with it. Nautilus, Maokai, if they get the Kai'Sa, I think that goes really hard.
Let's see if C9 give it to them. They have a chance to pick it now, but then they would have to find their own support to pair with it. And at that point, like Rel, I'm trying to think of like the other engaged supports that can go alongside it here. Or they just opt away from it. Callista Renata.
That is good into super hard dive. Very good counter dive. Oh, Draven, they slammed the Draven instead.
Oh.
All right, big lane phase kill. This is
Rebello, I didn't know you had it like that, man.
Yeah, this is very, very painful. Really good pick here.
Game 5, Draven into Callista. This is primed to be an explosive bot lane. All right, let's see if Sven and Vulcan have what it takes to bring the heat to Rebello and Frosty, who are stepping up to the plate in a huge way. Rebello just got a pentakill, and now he's saying, team, Put me on your back.
They trust him.
Put you on my back.
They trust him.
In the
all right.
backpack. It's the Draven show.
Looks good too. I mean, it's definitely a good angle. They have so much CC on their side to get kills for him.
And even like flanking Aurora is kind of scary because like if you ever get in range of the Draven, you're pretty squishy as the Aurora. You can throw the stand aside and then just pepper you down with his spinning axes. Okay, next round of bans. It's Cassante and Vi taken off the table.
And it does look like, at least from Games of Legends, Rebello all-time 0 Draven games played. So
really,
this is looking like his first professional Draven game, and there was no hesitation in that slam either.
Yeah.
So I like that confidence.
Well, now I'm almost curious, like, are we positive it's bot lane Draven? I would assume. Yes. I would assume.
I mean, a top lane
the more I think about it, I'm like, top lane Draven into Aurora sounds kind of spicy, right? And I know FNB loves his carry top laners.
Okay, I'm sure that's bot, but yes, I'm with you on the spice.
Okay, cool.
I do like that.
As long as I'm not like too far off base here.
Ooh.
Jace taken off the table, Wukong taken off the table. There were two pretty big junglers left for Blabber. Not gonna get either of them. As really would be very surprising to me here, because I would signal it's not top lane Draven, of course.
Yeah, that's how you're surprised. Yeah, the hovers though. Aurelia is like is a possible pick for mid lane counters too. So it could be like mind game, trying to put that in people's minds.
Sure.
And then they go with the very safe. I like this neutralizing pick. Gragas up here is could go top lane. Honestly, it even opens up a little flexibility with Maokai. You could jungle Maokai. Or you could top lane Maokai if you really wanted to, but I don't see any reason to do that. So, assuming it's going to be the top lane Gragas into the Aurora, very nice like neutralizer up there. So you can focus on your Draven lane. Just send all your resources towards the Draven lane, get Draven cashed in, and snowball that way. Meanwhile, for Cloud9, they want to get some mid or some jungle and top lane synergy going for themselves, and put the Aurora into mid lane and grab a top lane counter here. For Thanatos, get a carry, some sort of melee carry so he can get some auto attacks. Auto attack reset, so good stuff here. If you can do auto attack, Q, reset for Zehen, try and proc a Sejuani stun quickly enough, and you can be quite the bruiser yourself. And I have to say, with Renata is going to be one of the premier picks for C9 here. That's the thing that's kind of holding it still together for them in the face of it. And there you go, Kangas, you get it.
Oh, it's Zeri!
Zeri rotated into mid lane.
Okay. No, I got very excited thinking it was just Draven top, Zeri bot, Gragas mid. Okay.
Right.
I thought maybe I actually had the prediction.
What you want is spice.
True.
So,
Zeri mid into Aurora, it's still putting an 80 carry into the ranged mage, which I think is still kind of in the spirit of why I thought there was a chance of the Draven flex. Aurora loves the melee matchups that she can abuse, but now that she's into a ranged matchup, it's going to be a little harder for AP here.
Zoe's going to scale really well into really good team fighting here. So Zoe and Draven core with the carries.
Would you say it's like a 2-item spike for Zeri? Like 2-3?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Although I wonder if you're mid, like maybe a Triforce, like if we see like a more solo lane focused build for the Zeri as opposed to the team fighting build. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like we're venturing into less visited territory here, less charted territory. But either way, it's game 5. We'll learn soon enough what the game plan is from RED Canids Kalunga, as they have one more game to close out this series and to close out the reverse sweep. Cloud9, we're looking confident, we're looking dominant after the first 2 games, but they have been humbled and brought back down to earth by Kalunga. One game either way continues your life in the lower bracket. One loss either way ends your America's Cup.
And so far this year, this is the first mid-Zeri of the year for Tier 1 play. So good. I mean, Game 5 Fearless gives us all kinds of good stuff all the time. Definitely some fun lock-ins here. Draven bot lane, Zeri mid lane, Cloud9 versus Red. Elimination. We're in the lower bracket. Last chance.
I imagine the folks at home are in for an entertaining game number 5. RED Canids have been very exciting with the last 2 games drafts, and they followed it up with gameplay to match it. They just got one more ahead of them, and now as laning phase will start, both teams have loaded onto the Rift. And we're going to learn what the Zeri mid lane does into the Aurora. The reason I was thinking maybe something like a Trinity Force first is just because, like, if you're going to be in a side lane, you maybe want a little more health and a little more survivability.
And the reason I was also kind of talking about it before with Kaze, it's his third Zeri mid game.
Okay.
Let's look up the old builds. Hold on. Give me a sec. Maybe I'll go see if I can find
Yeah.
the builds.
Well, while you're talking about that, I'll cover on the jungle pathing so far. Oh,
yeah,
he is?
he was going crit.
Oh.
Regular crit. So he's going to scale just like normal Zeri. So really good scaling here. He's not going to do any abnormal stuff just because it is mid lane. So
you know what? I'm reminded now.
Yeah, it looks good.
RED Canids Kalunga were known as the three-headed dragon with the way that they draft. I'd say two heads in this game. It's about the two carries. If C9's able to lock down one of them, if they kill Rebello, well, Kaze's there. If they kill Kaze, Rebello's there. There are two carries that they have to deal with in this comp.
Ooh, spicy stuff. All right, Draven versus Kalista in the bottom lane. Let's see if we get ganks down here. I assume so. Look at Maokai wrapping around.
As immediately, C9 at the flash. Vulcan tries to get out of there, knocked back by the Maokai, but hangs up a turret shot, so Curse backs off himself. But that summoner spell down.
He did my favorite route. I do this all the time in solo queue. Your Raptors into steal their blue, steal their Gromp, gank bottom lane. But the response from Blabber here is now to hunt him down, and he took a turret shot.
Yeah, half health on Curse right there, so he'll now walk out and see Blabber. In the bot lane from Red are going to be there faster, so Blabber's got Arctic Soul over the wall, get out of safety.
Yeah, you see he was waiting there by the wall too. It's like, oh, you want to try and W on me? I'll take you over this wall, buddy. You are low health. But good stuff there from both sides. Curse doesn't go for it. Blabber doesn't overstay. But I just love this opening jungle path. It's so frequent you can do it on in solo queue, but especially if you have a Draven bottom lane, then it kind of like splits the map a little bit for your bottom lane. And now the Maokai can just return to bottom side Scuttle Crab here, keep trying to split it. He did get chunked really hard by that turret shot though.
This time around it's APA that's faster, so C9's mid laner is actually going to answer this a little earlier. He had not been doing that the last couple of games, so now Blabber will actually win the little contest here as he'll get that bottom scuttle. Well, presumably, Curse has a ward there, so smite from Blabber. Now Curse is in the line brush. I don't think it was spotted by C9. Flash forward from Curse. He's taking the W under the turret, and First Blood donated APA, the birthday boy. Blabber now into the mid lane. Kaze has the flash available. Will just jump over the wall, save the summoner spell, and get out to safety.
Another turret shot, and this one results in death. I mean, you gotta know he's gonna flash you under turret. Nobody is that slow in a pro game if you flash W on them as Maokai that they're not going to flash you under the turret. So really good job by APA, but I think it's just reaching too far in Curse's situation.
What's the opposite of a twisted advance? Would it be like a
twisted retreat?
Oh, well, what about like a...
That was easy, bro.
Like a unwound retreat.
Oh, you are saying some wild stuff. You are thinking too hard,
trying to get the full
You are
opposite.
thinking too hard. I think we nailed it on the twisted retreat.
I think Red's nailing this one. No flash on Vulcan in the bottom lane, and Rebello's trying to punish it, but he does not get the last auto off. Vulcan gets back to safety. The heal was enough. And Sven, with all those spears in the backs, pushes back Red's bot lane.
Oh man, yeah, they're trying to put, trying to make some value out of the Maokai early route where they had invested, some of Maokai's health in getting the flash out of Renata, and that's where he took the first turret shot from the bottom tower, and got him kind of chunked out for the later skirmishes. But top side too, Thanatos is hitting a lot of these dreaded returns onto FNB, but it's just a Gragas, man. It's not going to result in like a tower dive or anything, but Thanatos, wow, good early lead again.
Yeah,
I mean, that payment alone in the early CS lead in only 5 minutes is quite nice and worth it for Thanatos.
Yeah, a full 2 waves for Thanatos on his own. Meanwhile, mid lane, we saw that APA was able to get, I believe, a plate there with that last wave that shoved in. He's also got a slight lead for himself with the donated First Blood. So about 1,000, just over lead for C9 across the board. Not a bad start to Game 5.
They also had not a bad start in the last game.
Well, I just got to remind
And then they had a bad Rift Herald.
Yeah. All right. So don't get too comfortable, everybody. We'll
Don't
check
get
in at
comfortable,
14
get
minutes.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Head to your seat.
It's definitely better to start, you know, positively than negatively if they had, you know, one of those early kills for Red. So turret plate at least cashed in still here for Rebello for the Draven pick. He's got confidence after the last game, ended with a pentakill, slams the Draven this time around. Wait a second.
Kaze still has the flash available. Yeah, he's just over the wall. He's fine.
Yeah, it's a Zeri. I like that we do keep getting a little look at the top lane, and we get to check in that Thanatos is, you know, continuing with this advantage, but it just is rarely ever results in actual like kills on Gragas. What is usually is like CS and turret plates.
Yeah.
Because Gragas is just so good of a nullifying champion. But bottom lane might be a different story. This Scuttle Crab, Blabber doing a good job. He knows. Just push it up to his top side, up to his mid lane here, the top side of this fight, and he can acquire the crab. It's not enough to give him 6 though. They had been doing too much other stuff, so hadn't been fully clearing everything else up to that. And it's going to have to go back for another camp to grab the Sejuani ultimate.
I would consider that a big success for C9, though. When you're into the Draven Nautilus lane, to be able to still have the ability to take that bottom Scuttle Crab. Just on paper, I'd assume Draven is going to be tough to fight if the bot lane roams up and tries to contest you.
Liz is no slouch herself either. And Bailout sneaky good in these early skirmishes from the Renata, so.
We do have 2 revives by the time teamfights come around with Zahen revive as well. Dragon started up by C9 now as Curse will just path away. They're gonna cede the neutral objective, and Curse will focus on clearing instead. Blabber now has hit level 6.
Yeah. I mean, honestly too, the differences in burst damage. So even if you talk about like game state and how, you know, gold levels or item levels, DPS versus burst is way, you know, like bigger of a deal in the early game in skirmishes. And since APA got that kill on Aurora, even just getting up to your little bit of burst with level 6, with your Hextech alternator here, that burst damage is really big if you hit your combos. So you have to respect that. And the Zeri just wants to keep farming. It's like, you know, you need, Kaze wants to build his crit build here, quite probably, even though he started with a Ruby Crystal, so maybe he goes a different build. Because I was looking at his past builds, he always did the static shiv and then just go regular crit, but he's got a Ruby Crystal now.
And start with the Cole as the dredge line lands. Vulcan throws out the hostile takeover, follow it up with Blabber ganking, and this is gonna be great for C9. Give first to Sven, give second to Sven, a double kill to C9's bot lane.
To be fair, his past Zeri games I'm looking at were 2024.
Okay.
So it's been a long time, and it was a very different meta back then. So new meta, new build, new year.
Knew him. His Curse will not go. Oh, he actually does walk up, stops the back of Vulcan. Well, actually, probably could have finished that, unless maybe Curse just flashed Twist Advances after the E lands. But Vulcan will be slightly delayed from Sven's reset. Either way, a double kill to Sven. Great news for the bot lane of C9. That's close to a Blade of the Ruin King, as now Curse in the river get chased out. He will Twist Advance here onto APA. Frosty's gonna lock him down as well. Kaze's still pretty far away, and Sven's coming in for C9. Rebello as well. APA gets out of there, but the same cannot be said for Blabber. He flashes the Arctic Assault. He does make it out, as the Sejuani too tanky to take down that fast.
Whoa.
Now they're taking the blast gun back over the wall, so a re-engage comes in. Frosty almost gets popped. Blabber does fall. Rebello will be traded though. AD carry for jungler as C9 get a 3rd kill to their Callista, and Frosty cannot get out of the pit. Waiting for the Hex Splash, not coming up. And that will be a kill to APA, autoing down the Nautilus.
Woo! Cloud9, it's like, oh, you know, we sacrifice one in order to get this Draven. That is mega worth. I mean, they still had never gotten a cash-in for Draven, you know? And so getting these kills onto Draven, taking down the stacks in addition to all this gold for Cloud9. C9, game 5. Wait, game 4 it was about a 2K gold lead also, Kangas.
Uh-oh. We gotta stop. We gotta stop cursing them, Kobe.
It's not a curse. We're just talking about what happened last game. Curse is on screen right now, going in. And this call for Cloud9, they say, hey, wait till Vulcan's here. Everybody get out. So they use their ult from APA. They use the flash as well from Blabber to get out, but they're just waiting for Vulcan to arrive. Here we go. Renata is here. So they blast cone the front line in, and everyone focuses kills down Blabber. 2 flashes are used. They don't get the reset for Blabber, but they do get this Draven right into their hands of Vulcan, who shakes them.
He's shaking it right back to his Kalista, who's now not only about 3 waves of CS in the lead, also 3 kills in the lead.
That's OG Neil's baby right there.
Hey,
this is vintage OG Neil's Kalista we're about to be treated to.
That's some Origin gameplay that we're
Calling
seeing.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Back when Kalista was his go-to main bay. And
Main bay.
it's going to be clutch this time around. I can feel it. Cloud9, game 5. Kaze, though, let's see what they can do. He's bringing back his old Zeri mid that he played back in 2024. Bottom lane's the focus, though. This is the story. Here we go. Sejuani ult is ready to go.
So is Curse, so it's a 3v3, but Red actually decided to back all the way off. APA is not visible on the map right now, and he is roaming down from mid lane. And that's going to be the Draven ult thrown out, whirling axis to try and clear up some of that CS. Vulcan will drop a ward down, and yeah, Red, they cannot even walk up to this next wave coming in. C9 are proxy farming bot side with the help of APA's roam, and Blabber being there as well.
I mean, it's a stare down.
Yeah.
They're giving up mid cryo.
Kaze's able to get a lot right there, as now the ultimate comes out from Maokai. Nice from Blabber right there. Throws out the Glacial Prison. Does not stun up Pierce. And again, we're just staring each other down. This is so rude from C9. They're not allowing Red access to any of these waves. Not only did Rebella not get his cash in, he's not even hitting the wave, Kobe.
Yeah, they're starving him.
It's crazy.
Fasting Draven now.
I don't think that sounds very good.
No.
That doesn't have a good ring to it.
Not for Red, it doesn't. Because like they gave up half of their mid wave and a mid lane turret play. That is well worth it. That is well worth it to starve the Draven.
Thanatos flashing there as Kaze was roaming up from mid lane. But yeah, well worth for C9. They're going to get another objective. They denied. That was, what, 2, maybe 3 waves for Rebella? And Red just saying, get him out of there. We're going to send Rebella topside. We haven't even finished the bottom lane quest.
Look at his experience bar. He's a full level behind Sven. Not even like partial. Sven's almost up to level 9. Rebel just does get his late, but Sven's here. He's going to catch the wave too, and he'll maintain that level lead. He'll get his level 9.
I mean, he was so far back. There's no way Rebella was getting any of that bot lane quest experience. So he's going to be so far out of this game as Bork is finished, plus the pickaxe for Sven. I mean, that was a clinical play there from C9. It's rare that you see that type of like shutdown for a bot lane, but yeah, I mean, kudos to them. APA gives up a wave. We know he's the type of mid laner that will do that. Kaze gets like a plate and a wave in, but definitely worth it for C9's bot.
All right. Also, I mean, it means it's more alone time for Thanatos versus the Gragas. He's been having a very successful time down there. He really does need his Trinity Force, though, to see the real power from the Zehen. So a little bit more gold for Thanatos to farm still in his 1v1, but once you get that Trinity Force in for him, then you'll see the power of the Bruiser. And since Draven has been starved so much, and Zeria's first item, Hex plate Zeri, that's not a lot of damage.
That was out of 24. That item did exist.
My prophecy is going to be Thanatos lives a long time.
Return for Thanatos. He lands it onto FNB. So now with the Grim Deliverance flashed out from the Gragas, APA doesn't have the damage, and FNB does get out of there.
I feel like APA could cut him off a little more, but
he was afraid to go under the
They wanted
turret.
to make the play fast because there were recalls for Red coming through, so they didn't know how long they had for a trailing play. But good escape from FNB. Still though, we were just talking about Thanatos. Guess what? He's got his Trinity Force done. I feel like this Zehen is going to be so hard to kill.
And there's still no bot lane quest completed by Rebello. He's gotten the Bloodthirster, but at this point they just gave up on having him in the bottom lane.
No money.
Yeah, no money. Sven's here. Stand aside from Rebello will land, but no follow-up from the rest of the team. I mean, it was an exciting pick, but it has been thoroughly shut down now, so it's going to take forever for this Draven to be...
They tried a lot, too, because it was the pick into Maokai, exciting pathing to get down there for the level 3, but they were unable to find an actual kill And then Maokai went into mid turret, and APA getting that mid prio determined a lot of the rest of this game. All right, Harold, there's a moment of truth, Kangas.
It looks like we might dive bot side for Red. Yeah, they're throwing out. Going for APA underneath the turret. He clears out the entire wave. Crash down from Kaze as Curse will tank up the turret. And that is kill credit to the Zeri.
Okay.
Oh no, it's Maokai that got it actually. So gold on Curse, not on the Kaze.
Ooh. That's less good.
Yeah.
But still, I think they had no business fighting the Rift Herald fight, so they made the correct choice to just make a cross-map play and dive, so. They did get that.
Oh, but immediate Herald, they get it, they drop it. Blabber's now gonna go for the dive. Glacial Prison lands, and they have the damage. Grim Deliverance will deliver a kill to Blabber.
2 turrets immediately fall afterwards to for Cloud9, and they defend their own.
Wow, Kaze gets the wave under, but only takes all of the plates. Sans 1, doesn't have enough time to take the entire turret. APA not gonna stop the back, doesn't see it there, so Kaze does get it off. And at this point, because the Draven's so far behind, it's kind of the Kaze show for RED Canids Kalunga. He's the only one with a lead. Thanatos has 1,000 gold leads, Ven's got a 2,500 gold lead. Kaze's got a small lead for himself. He's like the only thing keeping Red in this game currently.
Yeah, honestly, and with that little like damage output, again, I think it's just gonna be hard for them for Red to get any meaningful advantages in team fights. You also know that you're working around a Renata ultimate, and Sejuani is tanky as hell. That's a completed Randuin's way earlier than the previous game. So you already have Randuin's completed ahead of time before he even has to deal with big crits.
Yeah, and Red, they're trying to make a play here on
Nice
two
flash.
Thanatos. Another flash. That's back-to-back now that he's been able to flash out from these Gragas explosive barrels while Kaze is coming in for the play.
Yeah, good flash, and C9 just keep on pushing.
Curse actually catches APA here in the jungle. APA's got Vulcan behind him, so he shouldn't be in that much danger, as well as Blabber. They're just gonna start suffocating the camps away from Curse. They have the numbers advantage, so just take away the Raptors.
Yeah, much better stuff here this time around for Cloud9. Game number 5 headed towards the Chemtech Dragon. This one, Red should not risk everything for. Thanatos is even teleporting down, so I would say Red, call it off.
Yeah.
Fight later, once your Zeri has at least some real crit items, not just a Zeal.
Live to fight another day, as it is now going to be 5 minutes till that dragon that they will have to fight for. Dragon Soul coming up at that point. Unless, I guess, maybe you say that we just think we scale better, but like, I don't think they do.
Yeah, or else you're never killing anyone. I mean, an Aatrox with Chemtech Soul, so hard to ever kill and finish off, but Scuttle Crab.
Other Darken, but yeah, same theory there.
All right, excuse me, Zehen.
And also the Sejuani, yeah, it gets crazy. Plus the bailout from the Renata, so even if you get them low enough, then they're able to come back online. As the top lane shoved in here for Kaze, working towards that second item. Still the guy on RED Canids Kalunga that can maybe make a difference happen here. He's got Frosty in his back pocket, so Nautilus understanding, okay, I gotta back up the Zeri on the split push now. Blabber's nearby as well. Kaze's actually jumping in onto APA, trading some damage. Traded right on back. The Weirding getting APA back to safety and answering the damage.
Honestly, I think we're just cruising towards Dragon Soul here. Cloud9, I think the mentality right now should be our position is so healthy that if we just, for the next 3.5 minutes, keep replacing our wards around the dragon, then one of two things happens. Red tries to come in and take the vision coverage, we get a pick. Or they don't never come in and retake the vision, and then we just have the better setup for Soul, and their angle to the team fight is going to be terrible. So I think either way you're going to get advantages there. So yeah, even the Callista Sentinels just keep spawning these things and keep replacing vision leading up to this dragon, and then fight the actual Dragon Soul. I mean, Rageblade already done here for Sven, and he's already working towards next item. So they're going to remain powerful either way.
Yeah.
Keeping pressure on side lanes too, with both solo laners pushing here for C9. They should just have ultimate vision coverage through this whole red quadrant.
And Rebello's just been relegated to the mid lane, catching these waves over and over again. So it's not like they're putting him in a side lane to try and capitalize on, oh, Maokai throw out Nature's Grasp, find a pick, get the cash out. Because we haven't had a single cash in for the Draven. Yeah, that is a cashless Draven. He's broke.
He's buying stuff on credit cards. He's like, please, somebody loan me enough for a Lord Doms or something.
Yeah.
Got a little tiny baby last whisper. Meanwhile, Blabber over here with steel caps and Randuin's waiting for him.
Second item on Kaze. So the Zeri is still going to be the primary threat now, but when going into the game, it highlighted they got 2 carries you got to worry about. Now there's essentially one that you need to worry about. Yes, Rebello's there, but he's not going to be doing nearly as much damage, although he did finish the Mortal Reminder, so as we say that, he actually was able to finish that.
Maybe that gives him a hope for killing Thanatos, but I honestly still think Thanatos is going to be a monster.
Yeah.
Oh, pick!
Oh, pick onto APA. This would be huge for RED Canids, but APA goes between worlds and gets out of there.
That was a close one. Draven ult sent up there too, hoping they could get a cash in, get an execute or something. But APA, nice job, avoids death on the side lane. That has been the real downfall of Cloud9. A lot of picks on side lane. So every time they do avoid one is a large moment because objective bounties are on the map. So someone gets picked off, then could be objective bounty cash in for Red.
Ooh, speaking of getting picked off there, I was worried for Kaze for a moment, but Vulcan wasn't quite there. APA wasn't quite there. And Rebello. Let's check in on the Draven stacks. Where is he at? 341 right now. Okay, that's a decent cash in if he's able to pick it up. Good influx of gold on top of whatever the kill would be worth. But Sven being 50 CS up over the 80 carry opponent. Especially when you factor in that there was that flash blown from Vulcan and aggressive 2v2 laning from Rebello and Frosty.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9's teamfight is nasty right now. They got Mikhails, they have Bailout, they have Zen with his own revive, with Death Dance completed. So Cloud9 right now, absolute monsters if they get the setup. But Red, they did the vision work. This is not easy work here.
Oh, Rebello, nice danger sense there to actually not walk up to the turret.
But they gave up their tower in order to get that vision.
Yeah, now the Nature's Grasp goes out. Flash run from Frosty, straight in onto Sven! They have the bailout, but he can't get the damage off. Sven's out of there! Shut down to Rebello! Teleport in now from Kaze. The Zeri's on the Vulcan, and no one from C9 can keep him alive. Flash away, Thanatos finds space. Low health bars on Red, but they got Vulcan. They're looking at APA. A miracle team fight for Kaze. The Zeri is unleashed, and Thanatos is about to be the last member of Cloud9 left up to fight. He's looking for a Grim Deliverance, but it's dodged by Curse. Thanatos into the passive. He's resurrecting, but he's all alone. And RED Canids Kalunga look for a miracle, and they'll find it today. Thanatos will get one on his way out, but a much-needed team fight for Red.
Thanatos and Blabber, they're still alive. They're sticking around. Frosty's kind of low, Curse is kind of low, Thanatos is kind of a god!
Straight into there, he's looking for Curse, he got him! Blabber gets the kill! They're slaughtering them in the pit, and Blabber secures the Dragon's soul! They didn't need the team fight, they just needed the cleanup!
I told you Thanatos is kind of a god. I told you Thanatos is kind of a god. Everybody honor Thanatos right now!
Can we Can we get the player of the game again? Are we allowed to?
You honor Thanatos right now!
I don't think you can do it until you leave the game.
Nobody else gets a type.
You have to end the game, Kobe, to get the honor on him. No,
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right now, you put it in. You can report people early.
Oh yeah. So,
maybe you can
bank it.
Maybe you can honor it, bank it too. Holy.
I mean, that was so close. That looked like a Red team fight win. Thanatos goes into the passive. Grim Deliverance, I don't even know if the damage landed. Curse used the Twisted Advance while it was going down, so I'm pretty sure he just dodged the damage. But Thanatos just holds the line. I mean, the Death's Dance putting in massive work as well. Getting that one kill heals him back up. Let's get a look at the replay because it was bad for C9.
And look at it. It was good for Red. You know, Raptor pit start. They go straight for Sven. Sven was on the tower trying to finish it out. He's dead on start. It was great ball. Maokai ult into Nautilus ult flash into Draven execute. And then the re-engage is where Thanatos is like, yo, guys, is this playable? They kite him out. You know, Zeri is over here on the top side. Kaze rips him apart. Kaze flashes, kills the last person, and then you think it's all over. But Thanatos says no.
Yep.
No, 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 no. We are not going home. We are not done at America's Cup.
2-0-2. Thanatos putting the team on his back. As the cash out for Rebello didn't even get him a third item. Now RED Canids on base defense duty here. The siege begins for C9. They have Thanatos in the mid lane pushing in with Baron. The rest of the team pushing in this bot side. And RED are just trying to turtle up and absorb as much of the pressure as they can.
This is a crazy game 5, man. Now,
insane.
Also, RED, like, that was a really good comeback attempt. Let's see if they got another one in them, Kangas.
I mean, that was a miracle.
That was scary.
That they were able to find that, but now they got to do it into Dragon Soul, and Frosty just deleted off a Summoner's Rep, Big Nature's Grasp. They got the bet again. Kaze gets the damage in there. Blabber's down as well. C9 lose another fight as RED find 2 picks. That's an ult from Vulcan. AP still has some damage. We're need back to safety. Teleported from Thanatos. The raid boss is here. Can he do it again? C9's top lane with the Grim Deliverance, this time under Rebello.
They
but
get
they
it
kite back. Thanatos can't get in there with the damage. Kaze's looking at APA, but he has the blast cone to safety. Handshake from Vulcan. C9 are out of there. But another nail biter.
They got another one left in them. Okay, you cannot disrespect RED. RED, these team fights, man.
Oh!
RED will destroy anyone except Thanatos.
Yeah, he's deathless. 2-0-2, working on that third item. So it starts with Frosty just getting deleted, but then I guess the Nature's Grasp hits everybody.
Look, they're inside.
Yeah.
And the combo here into Zerial and Gragasol. Maokai ult, Zerial, Gragasol.
That's enough. That'll do it. That'll do it. Kaze 2-0-4, deathless on the Zeri. I was talking about the team's on his back, and it definitely is now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pin him down. You don't have point and click for the Zeri. So as the Zeri scales and we get later and later, Zehen you can kite. Zeri, you cannot kite Zeri.
No.
It's really hard with, like, Sejuani ult, like, you can dream for it, but it's also still hard to hit a Zeri because she's so mobile.
Now Kaze still on the top side.
Kaze, the Red
got to
Hope.
be careful. Kaze has no flash available, so it's dangerous to walk up. He's just going to catch this next wave. We have 3 items on the carries of RED Canids Kalunga. Let's catch up on C9's. Ben working on that 4th item. APA only 3 items. 3 items on Blabber, 3 items on the top lane. Total damage dealt. Thanatos definitely putting in his work. And APA also a surprising amount of damage there. So it's the solo laners for C9. Despite Sven having that monster lead, the 3-0 lead on the bot side, he's not been doing the damage in these fights.
No. Gotta watch the flash too. Kaze has flash this time around, so.
Now he does, yeah.
3 items, Lord Dom's flash on Zeri. That better be the focus for Cloud9.
I'm going to take a sip of water, Kobe. I imagine this next fight might just be the game decider. We got Elder in a minute and a half.
Split pushing right now, too. So he's going to delete 1 more wave. He has teleport ready. I mean, objective bounties are still on for RED, too. So if they do win a team fight, they're going to cash in a very big way.
But this time, RED has to...
They just need to win 1 team fight. They'll delete the whole gold lead.
Yeah, but they got to do it outside of their base. That time, it was like at their turret. Now C9 still have the 4.5k gold lead. They still have the Dragon Soul. They still have Thanatos, Raid Boss, Frontline, Unkillable, Zehen. I don't think it's likely the RED can do it, but the problem is we just saw 2 miracles in a row, so it makes you want to believe.
Let's see. Elder Dragon is a game winner. That is, it's so early in the game to get it too, it feels like. Right at 30 minutes here. All right, keep track of Maokai positioning. These Maokai ults from Curse have been really good for
Thanatos
RED.
about to find FNB. Thanatos and FNB are in a 1v1 on the side here. He's trying to lock down the Gragas, but FNB can walk away. But now Thanatos has to be careful to not get caught out as well. FNB continues chasing him, gets the slow. The rest of RED are here. Zap over the wall, not going to land, and Thanatos is out of there. The only win condition for RED is to actually kill Thanatos. If he's up, it's so hard for them to actually close out the fight. Elder Dragon spawning in 5 seconds. It's going to be a front to back, no flanks. No nonsense, just a Glacial Fissure, Prison to start it off on a Frosty right there, but he backs off, so no ult on Blabber now as Thanatos pulls back FNB. FNB's back over the wall. We're dancing for the engage. edge of my seat here. Whoever wins this fight should just win the game.
I mean, no Sejuani ult now. They got a little chunk on Nautilus, but not super meaningful.
Now a teleport back in from FNB as Thanatos choked out a little bit by Kaze right there. Frosty again. Lowest health bar we see on screen, but it's still going to be a close fight. Sven's getting the spears into the Elder Dragon. They're looking at the objective as APA pops across the veil. Now Thanatos trying to hold off FNB. Nature's Grasp used. It could come down to a smite fight, but we got the Ren from C9 and a hostile takeover onto everybody. C9 pick up the first kill. C9 pick up the next. Sven is unleashed this time around, and C9 have done it. Game 5, Silver Scrapes. They deny the reverse sweep. They'll win the Elder Dragon fight, and C9 will close out the series with a victory in the America's Cup.
Huge. They've done.
Massive performance. I hear you, Kobe. I hear you. I hope the audience hears you. I hope they hear C9 on the victory march into the base. GG's. C9 take game 5. Oh, what a performance. We're kicking our mics and our cords out here with how hype we're getting.
I'm not.
Oh, can you hear me?
Off.
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing yourself? I think we got you. I think we got Kobe right now. Either way, we got C9 continuing on in the lower bracket. We got a little hypey there in this America's Cup stream, but I think understandably so. C9, man, what a performance there. It was so close. It felt like Red were getting the momentum
I mean,
back.
they were. Red had just won multiple team fights here.